Welcome, everyone, to finally, I know, everyone's been asking for this for a while, a sex ed stream. Now, a lot of you guys don't know this, but apparently sex ed is one of the most uneducated topics in all time for everyone. I, myself, am clearly a professional sex haver. I've totally had it multiple times. This is not me coping in any way, and anyways, to get educated about the topic of sex ed, because I may not understand some of the things or know things, even though there's total proof and experience that I've totally had, I have brought on two professionals to help me guide along the way of learning about everything that I can to make sure the next time I'm in a situation with a fictional character, nobody will laugh at me or think that I'm stupid. So I have a real doctor with me, as Saiken MD is here. And I have another doctor, but mainly sex haver, COTTONTAIL, here to guide me on this entire journey.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm glad that's what I'm reduced to. Appreciate it, man.
No,
yeah.
no.
Have enough sex for the both of us. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, look, all right, I didn't want, can I be honest with you? Can I be honest with you guys?
Yeah.
I really didn't want this stream to just be two men talking about women's reproductive organs the entire time, because I know he's a doctor, but like it just felt like that'd be a bad idea.
No. I 100% agree, because honestly, I got on this whole arc right with Yum and everything, and making these videos, and I was just like, I really hate being a man and explaining all of this. Like, I understand that these are all like truthful things, and I am explaining anatomy and physiology, but at the same time, I feel like such a dickbag just telling people like, this is what a vagina looks like on the inside. And I just feel like,
are we gonna see vaginas today?
OB-GYN tube. No, I didn't make a
Am I gonna?
PowerPoint.
Oh.
I'm gonna draw it on the chalkboard if you want me to.
No, it's okay. I know what it looks like.
You are the diversity hire.
No,
Okay,
you are you have experience. That's why I brought you on here. When I think of people that have sex, I think of COTTONTAIL.
You don't think of Saiken MD?
Maybe
No,
I think.
nobody does.
Do you want me to think of? Do you want me to think of you?
Well, you also have to think of the other person involved too.
That's fucking funny.
Wait, you can have sex with more than one person?
Whoa.
I haven't. Have you? Never mind, I already know the answer. Yeah, I know. You're too busy with your nose and your books, doctor. Nerd. I'm sorry.
Sex is two people?
Oh.
We haven't started yet.
Dude, I have a lot of words to say to my body pillow after the day's over. That's I didn't know this. I'm gonna have a long conversation.
Oh.
This is insane.
I'm excited. This is gonna be awesome.
So we are basically going to go through a couple of different basic crash courses of sex ed. I have a couple of questions that I'm going to ask. Chat, if you guys have questions, you can also just shout them out in the chat as well. And basically, Cotton and Saiken are going to be explaining whatever they can to us in ways that hopefully will be understandable to people that maybe or may have experience.
Yay!
Woohoo! And also, they both do have credentials.
People are saying it turned me up.
Oh, are you quiet?
Apparently, yeah.
Okay, let me hold on. I have to close your PowerPoint presentation so I can go and look for you.
That's funny.
Should I? Okay. Blah 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 blah.
Wait, hold on. I still don't see you. I'm trying to find where your face is in the Discord call. Wait, speak. Maybe I can right click on you.
Dude.
Good boy.
Lee is in the chat. Whoa.
There we go.
Whoa.
I got you.
All right.
There. Now you're
okay.
200%.
Wow. Amazing. Hi, I'm Saiken. I'm a Dr. VTuber, and I'm an internal medicine doctor in real life. And I guess on Twitter, I built this brand of just being this guy who keeps mansplaining female reproductive organs to everyone. So for this guy who doesn't understand what menopause is,
that was my first question. Don't do that. Don't spoil it. Come on, man.
Hey.
Cotton, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is CottontailVA. I am a traditional Chinese medicine doctor. It's not the same. It's definitely not the same as his. But I went to school.
Oh, right. Yeah. What? Oh, yeah. I remember you telling me this, that you're actually into TCM and stuff.
Yup. There we go.
Is
So
there
don't ask me
Chinese
any
medicine
important
for
questions.
sex questions?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you have too much sex, it actually reduces your kidney jing, which is basically like your spirit and like your essence of your life.
Whoa,
So if
dude.
you like masturbate too much,
Do you have a
your jing's going down.
solution for that as somebody who has too much sex?
I don't think that's your problem.
I think what about my kidney, my jing?
Yeah, just put the porn down, man. I'm sure you have lots of it, right? I voice in that too. I actually, yeah.
Yep.
I'm excited.
For real though, this is a topic that a lot of people are uneducated about, and I myself, my sex ed class when I was growing up in school was basically don't have sex or you'll die, and it's against God.
Oh.
So in a public school, they basically told me to go fuck off and never fuck. No other questions, nothing else, and everyone in the class was giggling the entire time. So this is me remedying that so I don't look like an idiot the next time I say anything, hopefully. Maybe I still
I'm
will.
proud of you.
Yeah, this is my attempt at educating myself, and these are the people that I decided these are the best ones to ask questions to, and also because, well, these are the first two people that came up in my brain when I thought of a sex ed stream, if I'm being honest with you.
Aw, thank you.
Yep.
Wow.
I don't want to cut your brain.
As you can
Okay.
see, we have a chalkboard in the background that Saiken's going to be drawing over as well. So whatever doctors, doodles, or diagrams you can do, feel free to. And whenever I ask a question, I guess both of you just feel free to answer. Whoever, maybe we can go one at a time, and you guys can give me different answers based on either Khan's Chinese medicine or experience, and then Saiken's book knowledge.
Book knowledge.
Actual medical degree haver. Can we put some like importance on him? Like, what do
I don't
you
know how to
mean?
explain it. I don't know how to like emphasize it. His doctorate,
Right.
doctor's
Okay,
degree.
right. His unending stream of knowledge that will be feeding us thirsty bitches. Do you hear that?
Your
I like
unending
that.
feed of MD.
Yeah.
Why do you
What
have
is-
to
I
make
like
it
that.
about feeders?
What does MD
Whatever.
mean?
Medical doctor. Did you not know that?
I thought it was like medical degree.
Oh my god.
It's medical doctor.
I mean-
it's like it's the job. It's not a degree.
It doesn't actually stand for things anymore. I mean, like back in the day, that's what it was for. Like a lawyer degree is a JD, right? It's a Juris Doctor. It's a Doctor of Law. I think something that a lot of people don't understand is that like medicine is not a doctorate, right? A PhD is a doctorate in the sense that that is an academic field where you're doing a thesis, defending a thesis, providing research, and contributing to an academic body of work. An MD is a professional degree in the same way that like a JD is a professional degree. It allows you to license with a body that's regulated in the field, right? So the bar or, you know, the American Medical Association, and, you know, get licensed to practice your job. It's not actually a doctorate in the sense that you're doing, you know, hardcore research and thesis defense.
So you're a doctor in practice, but not a doctor in like education.
Exactly. No, exactly. Right. Yeah. A lot of people make the joke like, oh, is there a doctor on the plane? And the guy with like a art history PhD is like, I'm a doctor. But like technically the word doctor is co-opted by clinicians, you know, to mean doctor, when really doctor in itself is something that always really belonged to academia before it belonged to medicine.
Doctors were scholars, and then the word doctor was co-opted by people that only did medicine.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
actually, low key, like that is actually the story.
Is that why it's called a doctorate?
Yes, because like doctorates actually do, you know, the work that's required of a doctor of philosophy in whatever field that they do. Like I didn't do like a research thesis defense and do grants and stuff in medical school. Like I trained to become a medical doctor, which is what the degree got me, and then I was able to do residency, which got me my license to practice medicine.
Can I be a doctor
Can
of
we
VTubers?
fuck?
Yeah.
Can we talk about fucking? Can we talk about fucking?
Are you the doctor of sex, dude?
No.
Just question number one.
Question. Okay, let me get my phone out. I wrote down all my questions.
On your phone? Okay.
I can't look
Why
at
is
it
it on
on
your
Discord.
phone?
I'm watching his screen share so he can draw on the board. I'm not gonna
can just
dox myself.
Make it small. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
What do you mean make it small? Do you understand how Discord screen shares work? Look, whenever he tabs out, the fucking black bar comes up on the screen.
Look, I'm not even looking at anything else right now. I'm literally just got paint just right here, just in front of me.
Okay, question one. I have been wondering about this for a little bit because I hear about it all the time. For somebody who has a 50% female audience, sometimes they mention these things and I'm always sitting there confused. What is menopause?
Oh.
Man, no, I'm gonna run out of room.
You're gonna write smaller, buddy.
Does this look good at all?
Yeah, that looks great.
Well, no, there we go. Look, it got smaller when you tabbed out. Now I can see it.
Oh, okay.
Fuck.
Me and Connor are gonna be blocking it for the most of the stream.
Yeah, make me small, bitch. Make me small.
No,
I'm so fucking big right
I like
now.
seeing your
Okay.
models. I want your models to be on the screen.
Okay.
Oh my god. Okay.
What's the point?
So I think to understand menopause, you need to go back to how, the male and female reproductive systems produce gametes in the first place, right? So our haploid, sex cells, we have 46 chromosomes, and our 23 chromosome, sex cells that we inject into other people or receive from other people are, things that our body uniquely produce, according to our parts, right? So men, and, just to make things like not politically correct, I'm just going to refer to things as male and female because in my mind, I'm just trying to refer to like XX and XY karyotyping. So sorry, but like men produce sperm in their testicles, right? Which during sex is ejaculated through the urethra, through the penis, and into the vagina. The sperm travels through the vagina up to the uterus, through the fallopian tubes, where it fertilizes an egg. And that egg then ends up becoming a zygote once the sperm cell penetrates the zona pellucida, fertilizes the cell, breeding kink. That fertilized zygote then moves down the fallopian tubes and is implanted inside the uterine lining, and that's going to be what starts out as the placenta and, creating a pregnancy. That is how things work. Now, how things are produced wise is that men, from the time of puberty to the time that they die, have the ability to make sperm cells in their testes all the time. So no matter how, dying you are on your deathbed, septic at like 85 in the hospital, like your testes are still able to make sperm. No matter what you eat, no matter what you do. If
Can
it's
we
2
stop
a.m.,
that? I think we need like horny old men to not. How do we?
You are always producing sperm.
What do you mean?
Constantly.
Like the balls are just fucking constantly working their ass off, even when you're not doing anything?
Exactly. Like you are constantly making sperm.
Balls are just always in motion.
The balls are not inert. The balls are constantly in motion.
What
Whereas in the ovaries compared to the testes, the ovaries are producing eggs, all throughout the cycle. Eventually it sacs like 7 of those pre-egg cells and only releases 1 egg cell per cycle. And at birth, a woman is born with all of the eggs in their ovary that they will ever make in their life. And from the point of birth until menopause, which is going to be usually in the early 50s, from birth until menopause, you slowly deplete that reservoir of eggs.
What are they on, like a countdown timer until they run out? What happens when if you run out of eggs? Do they
Menopause.
die?
Menopause.
Yeah.
You answered it, buddy. Oh my god.
Oh,
So actually, technically, ovaries will mature about like 4
wait,
or
menopause makes
5
people die?
No.
Yep.
I don't know. I'm getting a different answer from somebody that can actually experience this phenomenon.
That's true. Why am I mansplaining menopause? I already
liked
I already talked about the physiology.
Con,
Your
can you
stuff
give?
was awesome.
How would you describe menopause then, away from the like actual doctor definition?
All right, Gen Z.
Yeah, in the
Your
Gen
unk-
Z way, sure.
Yeah. You get turned unk. You're washed. You're not going to get your period anymore.
Which
it's
is
when
a
it
good thing,
stops,
right?
And what? No, because
No?
what happens is there's a fuck ton of hormones. What ones are they? Tell me, because I don't know. Saiken, what hormones?
So the female sex hormones are estrogen and progesterone. And, when you permanently stop menstruating, your body's ability to produce those hormones take a complete nosedive. Specifically, estradiol 17 beta, like losing that specific estradiol molecule is what's going to contribute to things like hot flashes. But estrogen in itself is also protective against things like osteoporosis and heart disease. And that's where you see a lot of older women start to have these problems. Classically, the symptoms that you're going to see are like hot flashes, night sweats, sleep disturbance, mood changes, urge incontinence, so peeing when you're not supposed to, vaginal dryness, vaginal atrophy, painful sexual intercourse.
Wait, so you trade off getting like extreme pain once once a month to getting health problems?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, yeah, because
That kinda
your body is
sucks.
no longer making that normal supply of estrogen and progesterone that it had been throughout your entire adult life. This is
Yeah.
also why women are more predisposed to getting osteoporosis than men.
Why the fuck? What did women do?
That's what I'm saying.
What evolutionary trait happened for
period
women to get
cramps.
fucked over?
Leave her alone!
I'm projecting my period cramps onto another person right now.
Oh my god, stop! Friendly fire! Oh my god, oh! Get that period tracker
Is this
on.
why
I'm
people?
actually...
No, is this why people will constantly be like, I am sending my period cramps to my Oshi, so I don't have to deal with it myself. And then I randomly get like pain throughout the month where I'll just get like, it feels almost like I stubbed my toe really badly and I can't fight, but it's like over a period of like, I don't know, 10 minutes.
Is it in your balls?
No.
Oh.
There's a comment
must be
that says,
something else.
wait until Joel discovers PCOS and endometriosis.
I have PCOS!
I don't know what
Can
those
you
are.
explain? That's my question. What is PCOS? Yay!
Okay, wait, go back to menopause.
Oh yeah,
that's-
menopause.
we're still
So
on
menopause is what happens when you don't have periods anymore because you don't have you don't have eggs anymore.
Right, and there are significant health risks associated with that. So, Joel, how would you treat menopause? Right, if I
I had the ability to stop menopause.
Yeah, like if you were a doctor and someone like maybe your mom is coming to you with these symptoms, like how do you think we treat menopause?
Do you give? You can't give somebody eggs, right?
No, you don't. It's not just with the eggs.
I'm not sure.
Right, so
Oh, me! I put my hand up. Me! Oh, me! It's
Oh.
me!
Hormones.
yeah, you give them cottontail, right? Yeah.
No. Oh my god.
All right, go ahead.
You give them hormones.
Joel?
You replenish the hormones.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because you can't give them eggs.
Hormone replacement therapy actually originated as a way to treat menopause. You are actually giving people estrogen and progesterone to kind of combat those symptoms. And the logic is you're combating osteoporosis, you're combating heart disease, you're combating, risk of stroke, so that you are actually improving somebody's quality of life, even though like you still can have complications from giving people too many hormones. The biggest one is estrogen. High levels of estrogen are actually a risk factor for developing blood clots. So things like a deep venous thrombosis or pulmonary embolism, which Cotton is very familiar with. These things, your risk goes way up once you introduce more estrogen into your system than you normally should have. And I do believe that, you know, if this was a case of a trans patient taking estrogen HRT, that would also be a risk factor for them as well. It also increases your risk of breast cancer, endometrial cancer, and liver disease. So the trade-offs are there, right? But for somebody who's really experiencing like debilitating symptoms, pain every day, using the bathroom, they can't sleep because they're sweating all day, like there is a very real treatment indication for hormone replacement.
Jesus. Seriously, what did women do? Why does this happen so much? Do men have like similar like things that could happen to them, or is this really just like, hey, fuck women?
No, like nothing this bad happens.
So it's just fuck women. What the fuck?
Actually, like, when's the last time you saw a dude with like osteoporosis?
When I was a kid on the TV, and there was somebody saying I have osteoporosis, and that's like a.
It's iDubbbz. It was
thing?
iDubbbz.
Oh my God.
YouTube thing.
My brain is confusing everything. Jesus Christ.
I have osteoporosis.
So that was a lie. That was misinformation.
Yeah, he did not have
osteoporosis. Because men can't get osteoporosis then.
I mean, they can. They just don't have like a 4 times increased risk to get it.
Jesus Christ.
Hi, Slammy.
Misinformation.
Eon the VOD Watcher says, is there a test that's made to know if you're in that stage of life when menopause starts? So usually, yeah,
you get called a hag online.
You get called a hag online. Obviously, you're not going to be having periods and your regular menstrual cycle anymore. But, you know, estrogen and progesterone are hormones that are produced by the gonads in the female reproductive system. But there are hormones that originate from the pituitary gland that signal those cells to produce those hormones. So those hormones actually in a postmenopausal patient will actually be way higher than in a normal patient who's not undergoing menopause and has a high level of estrogen and progesterone in their system.
Wait, I thought gonads were like the starfish equivalent of balls.
So gonads just mean.
So what are gonads then?
Gonads are testes and ovaries. So when I'm saying gonads in, you know, the female reproductive system, I'm referring to the ovaries, and when I'm saying gonads referring to the male reproductive system, it's testes.
Dude, my childhood like books just lied to me. That's how my school teachers would explain gonads to me. They would like be like, starfish have gonads. They're genital organs. And I was like, what? Do we have gonads? And they're like, yeah.
Yeah, you do. At least I hope you do.
Everyone has gonads? So gonads aren't just balls?
They are for you. For us.
Oh, wait. So gonads can be any reproductive wait, what?
Gonads just refer to, like, simplifying it as best as I can, gonads just refer to testicles or ovaries. That's it.
Okay. So it can be both. Got it. Umbrella term.
It's an umbrella term for those. And in the context of starfish, I don't know what kind of freaky stuff starfish develop, but those organs in starfish, you know, generate their sex cells or whatever.
Con, I moved you down like you asked, and every 5 seconds I see you, you're like half of your fucking face is under the goddamn desk that I gave you guys.
She's just doing fucking knocked. I'm not doing my makeup anymore. I dropped my makeup on the floor.
Why the fuck are you doing your makeup if you're a VTuber?
What do you mean you're doing makeup right now?
Can we just hang on? Wait. Like,
why
do you need to?
Oh, I just want to feel pretty. I'm in the midst of a doctor.
Hold on. Actually, Saiken,
What?
I agree with her because I made sure that I was wearing nice clothes for today.
I did too.
I'm in my
Do you want to see my
pajamas.
outfit?
I would
come on.
I'll send you outfit pictures later. I'm wearing like corduroy pants with like tucked in nice like white shirt, and I have my accessories on, and I have a shawl on. I'm a little fancy. I'm a little fancy.
You're fancy.
Look,
I'm
all
sending
right,
you my picture.
I'm tanking my like attractability by basically admitting I know nothing about women. All right, so this is like my way of making that up by making sure that I'm wearing nice clothing right now. This is fit checking myself.
No. That's not
Slay.
taking your attractability.
Slay.
No, women
Slay.
love taking advantage of that.
What do you mean taking it? I don't think
Aw,
taking
you're
advantage is a good way of saying that.
Aw. You know what I mean? Like, that's so cute.
I don't know if taking advantage is a
that?
compliment. I don't know if that's like a good thing for that to happen.
You know.
You're making women be able to take advantage of you. That doesn't sound.
Okay, all right. Women like
Anyway.
being able to take the reins. Is that better for you? Your sub alert is so fucking long and so fucking loud. I don't know. I am gonna mute your stream. I'm muting
Why
your
are
stream.
you
There we go.
listening to it? Mute the stream. I turned it down on my end
It
so
was
they don't have to hear
OBS, I'll
it.
be honest. I didn't know it was there.
So menopause is when
Uh-huh.
you get to a certain age where you run out of ovary or you run out of eggs, and you no longer have your period. So what happens is you are subject to like a lot of hormonal imbalances and health issues.
Yeah, like 100%.
And it's
exactly.
mainly people that are older in age, but it could also be people that are younger.
Yeah, so I think officially, what is early menopause defined as? So I think the average age in the United States is going to be 50. Early menopause is formally defined as 40 to 45.
Okay.
So that would be something like an OB-GYN would work up to figure out why. Otherwise, for most women, I mean, symptoms of menopause might be treated, therapeutically if they're debilitating enough, but menopause isn't traditionally, routinely treated. Like somebody turns 50, stops having periods, we automatically prescribe them like vaginal estrogen cream or something.
That's a whole, oh my gosh, that's a lot. That sucks. Yeah, just when you think you're out of the thick of it with periods, then you get menopause, and then it's like, go fuck yourself. That's insane.
No, exactly. Yeah, it is pretty fucking bad.
So,
I love being a woman.
Cotton, you had a question, and then I have another question.
I don't remember what my question was.
It was
She
something.
wanted to talk about PCOS, but is this your stream? Did you make this classroom? Did you stay up until 7 a.m. making a list of questions to talk about?
I did do that, but it's okay to add questions because I didn't have a lot of questions, so I'm welcoming the tangents.
Fuck myself. Now asking questions still. Yeah, I'll fuck myself. Whatever. I'm just gonna sit here. Right. Right.
Well, no, I'm sure it's not going to be as long as the next question that I have, so feel free. PCOF. It's okay. I'm interested to know what it is.
So wait, you want to talk about PCOS?
Yeah, I'm interested in knowing what it is.
Okay. And now hang on, I gotta change the board.
We'll wait for you.
Fuck. This is.
Dude, it's just Microsoft Paint.
Oh no, I made it white. Fuck.
No, it's got to be a green. Look, you're ruining the green screen effect.
I'm sorry.
Come on, dude.
All right. Q2.
This is a cottontail question.
PCO.
You gotta write smaller, man. You got.
What do you mean? It fills out the entire thing.
I mean, yeah, but you forget the fucking erect ears of the woman next to you that can't fucking put them down.
Here,
I
put the
did.
ears
Let's
on
see
the-
if I
I
can
just
take
want to
them
tell
off.
everyone, I had to edit those fucking ears. I had to like physically like move the
break them
ears.
in two.
I had to like and then like spread them so they were not in front of the goddamn thumbnail.
Awful. And spread them. That's
No,
insane.
no. Keep the ears. Keep the ears. The erection joke we can use that as a question for later.
Hey.
Anyway,
I don't know who she is anymore. Go ahead.
she's a cat.
It's not cotton, whatever.
All right. Okay. PCOS. Yeah. Okay. So, PCOS stands for polycystic ovarian syndrome, And this is something that happens when someone develops a lot of cysts in their ovaries. A lot of people hear,
I thought cysts were big and ovaries are small. How does that?
Yeah. So a lot of people hear the word, ovarian cyst, and they don't know, how big they can be. But, the cyst really can be bigger than the ovary at times. And they can be extremely painful, right? It's a fluid-filled sac that's essentially an outgrowth pouching out from the ovary, and that's pressing against the ovary itself, pressing against maybe the blood vessels leading to the ovary, pressing against other structures in that area, and it can be extremely painful. Up to a certain size, and I'm not an OB-GYN, so I'm not really sure what the management is. Up to a certain size, they just can be observed, and they usually will go away on their own. But if you're like my girlfriend, and they're extremely painful and they're extremely big, you will need to undergo surgery, where they will, do a cutting and clean out of that cyst and make sure that they preserve the ovary tissue as you can.
That's well, how does this even happen?
Right. So, like I said, when the ovary is in its regular cycle, and for a woman being born with all of the eggs that they will ever ovulate in their life, each cycle, the body actually preps more than one egg. Although, you only end up ovulating one egg per cycle, the body actually preps maybe 5 or 6 of them at a time and ends up, killing off like 5 of them just so that it can make the one that has like the best chance of making it.
Which makes menopause happen faster.
Well, yeah, but this is like a normal process. Like the body always, like raises up multiple eggs just to choose one at the end. And this is a normal process called follicular atresia. And those like atretic follicles are usually those atretic follicles. Those atretic follicles are usually reabsorbed into the system, into the ovary, but sometimes, that recycling process doesn't happen correctly, and they can, get big and overgrow, and that's how cysts happen. This is just ovarian cysts, so we are not in the PCOS, the polycystic ovarian syndrome yet.
Does that mean there's multiple?
Yes. So, and that's something that you really can't solve with just surgery. You're going to have multiple growths inside the ovary. That's not just having a mass effect by, pressing against the abdomen. Well, that's
sorry,
what
I'm sorry.
That's what it means. It's not just having a mass effect, on the pelvis, on the organs.
Why are you? What? It's like if he said Halo and I fucking freaked out. It's like Halo.
Halo 3. I love Halo.
Oh my God. What are we? Some kind of infamous second son?
Oh my God.
Some kind of League of Legends.
Whoa, I love League of Legends.
Say that again.
I have to go.
Jesus
anyway,
Christ.
Polly, this is the stuff that you wanted to know. I don't know why you're fucking interrupting.
I'm sorry. I'll be quiet.
Keep going.
So polycystic ovarian syndrome is usually not just one big cyst pressing against things. It's like multiple angry cysts that have a medical reason, and you can't just cut them out. And they're not only fucking you up with pain or pressing against the ovary, but because it's usually hormonally involved, also messing things up from the endogenous system. So things like diabetes, insulin resistance, weight gain, menstrual dysfunction, testosterone production, a lot of these can happen as a result of PCOS and no other imbalances in the endo-repro system. I think don't quote me on this, I think most patients with PCOS will present with hirsutism, which is just a general umbrella term for masculinization. So increased body hair, foul smell from the genital region, or facial hair as well, upper lip hair as well, menstrual irregularities, or weight gain. I think those are the top 3 presenting conditions that people complain about when they first notice PCOS.
So not only does it give you pain, it gives you so much extra work to do to make yourself feel happy. That's insane.
Yeah.
I can tell Cotton's having a hard time because she's wiggling around, and I can see her in the chat being like, man, fuck my ADHD.
I'll
Are
be
you not
okay.
medicated?
No.
Same.
No, I'm not.
I'm
Oh.
ADD, which doesn't exist anymore. Let's go. It's just a reclassification now. Woohoo!
Well, I just crushed 20 Adderall before this stream, so I'm feeling
Fuck
pretty,
yeah,
pretty
dude.
split.
So that's PCO. That sucks. That's another like
Yeah.
fuck women thing. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it
So
sucks.
so with PCOS, I mean, you're really concerned about the extra like non-endo repro effects too. I mean, the biggest thing that people are going to have trouble with is the diabetes and weight gain. Because the peripheral insulin resistance fucks you up. The ovarian stimulation from the cysts is also going to lead to increased testosterone production. And obviously, you know, to any young woman, which, you know, this is the population that it's affected by, these two things are very obviously damaging, you know, psychologically. So that's why it becomes important to know how to treat.
Like a lot of stress and
Yeah.
pain.
Right. And this is where a lot of patients have, you know, friction with their doctors with how we treat it. Because, you know, we don't have, you know, a magic take this pill and PCOS goes away. There is a lot of work that needs to be done in the research for, you know, treating PCOS or diagnosing PCOS and, you know, having things be done a little bit easier. So like I make TikToks and like long form posts on different conditions, right? And I think each one of those videos and posts, you can see somebody like asking me like if we can go over PCOS because they've been fighting with their doctor about it for like 5 or 10 years. And I would love to talk about PCOS. Just like I don't think I'm the guy to talk about it. Like I don't treat PCOS as a hospitalist, right? Like this is something that like an OB-GYN is going to follow up with you for like 5 years for.
You still have
and,
more
like,
knowledge than the general populace about it, though.
I know.
Hence why everyone asks you all these things. So
It's a lot of work because a lot of people are not treated properly by their physicians for it, and like the management of it from an internal medicine side, like I feel like I wouldn't be able to do it justice compared to, you know, an actual like board certified gynecologist who actually knows what the fuck they're talking about.
So, Cotton, how would you describe PCOS? Because you're the one who brought it up. So I was wondering what you brought it up for. You had the question
I'm gonna
about
keep
it.
real. Basically, what I was diagnosed with PCOS. They're like, hey, you have elevated levels of testosterone. What's going on? I said, I don't know. And then I said, also, I never have my period, and like, I don't know. They say I'm infertile, and they go, oh, that's cool. Yeah, you probably have PCOS. That sucks. And then they just send me on my way.
That was
So
it?
They didn't really.
They just
Yeah,
tell you about
no,
it?
they don't. They don't fucking do anything. No, they did. No, they said, okay, let's do a ultrasound. So I had to drink so much water that, you know, every step I took, it was like glug, 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 glug. And then they like did the little thing and they said, yeah, you have some cysts on your ovaries.
Wait,
I
so,
said, okay.
Saiken, when you
And they
said
went,
that,
yep.
when you said that, is there nothing that they can do? Because you said one cyst, it's like most of the time it's like a surgery, right? But when there's multiple, you can't really do anything.
It's not that you can't really do anything, but the management doesn't become about the cysts. The management becomes more about the end result of what those cysts are causing in the system. So things like diabetes, infertility, weight gain, acne, facial hair, these sorts of things.
Damn.
Because unless you know, cut out the entire fucking ovary, which I hope is not normal management, like the cysts are too many and too small that you can't realistically get them out with surgery.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So the way the hormonal axis works, so they said you had a lot of testosterone, right? So in the normal, actually, let me just Google this and make sure I'm not saying this wrong. Aromatase enzyme. Yeah. So normally testosterone is converted to estrogen, you know, in the body. So for women, this will happen in the ovaries by the aromatase enzyme. But if you have, you know, all these cysts that's fucking up your ovarian machinery, you're not going to be able to make that conversion, and you're going to have low estrogen and you're going to have high testosterone. That high testosterone is going to give you those symptoms like facial hair, acne, you know, hirsutism. That's just the general like masculinization of feminine features. The lack of estrogen is going to make you not ovulate, right? Which is why they said you were infertile, right? So the symptoms are being caused by one root thing, and it's affecting you on two completely different axes. So Joel, how would you think we would treat those concerns?
It doesn't seem as simple that time, right? Do you have to treat each concern differently, like each
Right.
one on a specific level? So you wouldn't be able to do it like a big general like treatment. You'd have to do each one specifically and like tackle each one individually.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah. So, like,
Whoa,
let's go for like the hirsutism side, right? It's if we're concerned about weight gain, acne, you're really concerned about the overdrive of androgen levels in the body. So this is why we treat PCOS sometimes almost like diabetes, in which case we're trying to sensitize them back to insulin so that you can reduce them to, you know, improve your regular menstrual cycles by getting people back on board with their regular hormonal cycles and trying to reduce the level of testosterone going around in the system. This is where a lot of people do get frustrated because, like, for medically obese patients with PCOS, the first line treatment for PCOS is weight loss, and a lot of people don't like hearing that. But, you know, and obviously we have things like GLP-1 RAs now that, you know, make it a little bit easier. But people say that, you know, they're not addressing my symptoms because all they're telling me to do is lose weight. And I've been told to lose weight my whole life and blah, blah, blah. But, and this isn't to say that non-obese patients can't get PCOS, but it is something that's been demonstrated to have, you know, the most effective reduction of symptoms in PCOS caused by insulin resistance or, you know, causing weight loss. But again, that's just one arm of it, right? And the other one is, you know, the doctors say that you're infertile because you're not actually you're not actually ovulating, and your eggs aren't coming out on a regular cycle. So no matter how much that you're trying, you're just not, you know, having a successful pregnancy. So we have like hormonal contraceptives that we give people in order to regulate their cycle. So things that people would normally use for birth control, we actually give to people with PCOS so that it causes some sort of regularity in their system. And then we can also do things like clomiphene, which is a selective estrogen receptor modulator, which actually encourages ovulation too. And this is more like a second line one because I think you can get too many eggs ovulating at the same time with that. But like, again, this all falls under the realm of what I'm saying, where you really can't get at the root cause of the PCOS. So you give treatments to the end symptoms that people are expecting, people are experiencing from having all of these cysts in there.
Okay. So it's more of like since you can't do anything to treat the start of it, you have to just treat everything that happens after it.
Pretty much. I mean, maybe there is some new root.
There's definitely nuance
PCOS
to what I'm saying,
symptom.
but like,
yeah, but it's just out of my scope. Like, again, to be honest, most of the things that I understand about OB-GYN is just what is represented on like the internal medicine board exam. So like any research or, you know, society guidelines or new medications that have come out like outside of the scope, like I'm just straight up ignorant to.
It's okay.
I feel like in general, like 70% of the stuff that I'm saying is probably still the same, but I don't know, maybe there was like some breakthrough last year that I just like don't know. So
my next question, I actually had a mini question in between when we were going on a tangent with PCOS, was what is androgen? Because I know androgynous as a like descriptor. Is that a hormone?
Well, androgens just refer to like a group of like, God, I'm gonna say steroid, and then you're gonna start thinking about something else. But it's basically just a hormone. Like androgens, usually in the context that we're talking about right now, are going to refer to testosterone.
Why does androgynous have androgen in it? Because androgynous is what we use to describe people that like don't exactly fit any sort of gender stereotype or norm most of the time.
Well, I'm a dick who took Latin and Greek in high school, so I can tell you this. So
Okay.
Andro is like the Greek root for man. Right?
Okay.
And then gyne is like gyne, which is the stem for female. Right?
Oh.
So androgen, right, is like a male sex hormone. Gynecology is the study of women's health, right? So androgynous is, something that has both characteristics of male and female.
Dude, that hit one of my special interests, which is fucking grammar and spelling and root languages. That's cool. Okay. My actual question, though, was a more simple one, just because I want to make sure that I have it clear and I understand how it works. Can you explain a period and what a period is to me?
Okay.
Because I have a general idea, but I want to know properly.
Okay, why don't you tell me what your general idea is right now, and we'll go through it together.
Period is like it's like a monthly shedding of something in like the genitalia. That's all I know about it. It's like a shedding. It's like was it like a uterine lining or something? That I don't know.
Someone said that's a good way to approach the question, dude. That's such like a fucking med school way of like you just have a question and then the doctor is just like, well, why don't you tell me what you know and then we'll clear it up together. Or why don't you read an article about it and teach us tomorrow?
Like all I know is that it's some kind of shedding that causes all the blood and all the pain that comes in with it.
Yeah. Okay. So on the board, I'm drawing.
I know that.
So okay, so in the chat is Lev Velikor, who is a 4th year psych resident and also like a fellow Dr. VTuber, but also a woman. So I feel like I'm mansplaining again.
A woman? Well, we can have Khan explain it and then you explain it.
All right.
That way Khan can get the ADHD. Wait, hold on. Let Khan explain it first. Khan, how would you explain a period? And then we'll have Saiken give like an actual definition.
Body gets pissed that you don't have game and you didn't get inseminated with your egg, that it so graciously traveled from the ovary, I think, down the fallopian tube into a uterus. Am I correct? You correct me. And then it gets fucking pissed that you don't have game and says, fuck you, I'm gonna make you feel like shit, so shed uterine lining and make you feel bad for approximately 3 to 5 days, depending, once a month. Yes.
Is game like having sex, or is it like getting pregnant?
Yeah, having sex and having the fucking semen travel up and inseminate the egg.
So it is
have a baby,
specifically getting pregnant. Like you can't have sex to avoid period pains. It's specifically getting pregnant.
I mean, it can kind of help because like the contractions when you do orgasm kind of do help with the lining, doing the shedding, and same with like exercising. Light exercise can help. But, yeah, it just depends. All right, your turn, doctor.
Okay. So there's we will simplify it to like a month cycle, right? So 28 days. But in reality, and also why this VTuber period tracker thing doesn't make any sense, like cycles are not going to be regular. Like I think 28 to like 36 days is completely normal. And most people are also probably going to be on birth control in this era to like deal with symptoms of menstruation. So like that's only like going to fuck up your cycle even further. So I don't know what this whole business was about. But this is a
pretty sure it was a fetish
cycle. Oh well, everything's a fetish.
I'm pretty sure it was. Like I don't know. I'm just assuming here. But go.
Yup. Okay. So this is a 28-day cycle. And I think when people say period, they usually are referring to the latter half of that cycle. Let's say there's a 28-day timeline on the bottom right here, and we'll divide it into 4 phases. So we'll say 1, 2, 3, and 4. And the beginning of the cycle is going to be when eggs are being prepped inside the ovaries. So remember, like I was saying, the ovaries are born, or the ovaries have all of the eggs that a woman will ever release in, her lifetime. Mm-hmm. So step 1 is just happening here. This is just proliferating the eggs inside the ovary, getting them ready so that one primary oocyte is good enough to travel down the fallopian tubes. I don't think these are exactly 7-day, definitions, but we can call them 7 days just for our 28-day cycle. All right. So once all of this happens, this egg that has been prepped and chosen by the body will ovulate, and we'll call that at day 14 right here. And this ovulation is going to be what kicks off, the whole thing. So when an egg ovulates, this is when a VTuber is like, I'm ovulating, guys.
Yeah, what is that? I didn't understand that.
This is a hormonal surge, all right? This is when you have rising levels of estradiol, huge peaks of FSH and LH in the pituitary rushing through the system and causing an egg to pop out from the ovary and travel down the fallopian tubes. Evolutionarily, yeah, this kind of is the part when people are getting horny and encouraging, to mate with each other, because that's something that the body wants to do in order to pass on your genetic line. So when people are doing VTuber ovulation trackers, they're not trying to track their periods and when they're bleeding. They're actually trying to track the ovulation and the part where they're actually going to be horny and receptive to getting creeps in their DMs.
So it was a fetish thing.
Yes.
I was assuming it was a fetish thing because I was like, why the fuck are people tracking this in the first place? Oh my god.
Yeah. So, oh my god, Pomado Master is here too. My science oomps, my STEM oomps. All right. So once we're out here and the egg is traveling down the fallopian tube, this is phase 3. And this is where, if somebody does the hanky panky, a sperm cell will unite and meet up with the ovary or with the oocyte.
Not an egg yet, right?
It is an egg cell, but it hasn't been fertilized yet. It's chilling and traveling down the fallopian tubes, but it hasn't met with a sperm cell and joined to create a 46 chromosome organism. So your oocyte is 23 chromosomes. This sperm is 23 chromosomes. It is not a living, human being with all the genetic material to become a baby until those things come together and create a 46 chromosome fertilized egg. So in this luteal secretory phase, like phase 3, like this is when people are, this is like when your basal body temperature goes up. This is when your uterine lining gets really thick and vascular because it's trying to support a pregnancy. The end goal of the sperm is to join up with an oocyte, create a 46 chromosome zygote, and implant inside the uterus so that it can create a placenta, and that will be the foundation for the baby to grow.
And what happens if you don't have sex, though?
Right. So during this phase, the uterine lining is getting thick as fuck, very vascular, full of blood cells, full of blood vessels, very, juicy for this thing to implant. Now, if this thing doesn't implant, then the body's like, well, we just created all of that architecture for fucking nothing. And the lining decides to fuck off and create, the regular thin lining. And all of that waste product needs to go somewhere, which is out of the vagina.
That's the shedding.
And that's your stage 4. That's the menstruation, the menses phase, and that's the shedding. This is associated
part
with
of the
the
phase?
cramps and everything. Yes.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so that's the end of the end of the cycle is when all the the pain comes in.
Right. So if when the egg is ovulated into the fallopian tube, it leaves behind its shell, basically. And this shell is called the corpus luteum. And this corpus luteum produces the progesterone.
Really cool name, by the way.
That keeps this lining thick and vascular. The corpus luteum will die, after this, 2 weeks, which kicks off, this process of shedding because it doesn't have any more progesterone to synthesize. And it'll trigger the shedding of the lining and create menstruation. if an egg and a sperm meet up, create a zygote, and the zygote implants into the uterine wall, that syncytio trophoblast will create beta HCG, which is human chorionic gonadotropin, something like that. And beta HCG will rescue the corpus luteum and, you know, sustain the pregnancy and keep the wall thick and develop a very happy and healthy baby inside.
Does everyone who has, like, to everyone that experiences periods, do you guys all know these by the exact, like, terms? Like, how does everyone remember the exact terms, the, like, actual medical terms, or is it, like, explained in different ways so you kind of remember it? Okay, you know the process, but you don't know the terms.
Explained in different ways, right?
I was wondering about that.
I think at the very least, most people should understand the difference between ovulation and menstruation, because these are where people feel the physical effects of their menstrual cycle. Like, they don't need to know
the period
about, like,
isn't the whole cycle; it's just the end of it.
When people say period, they're mostly referring to the menstrual shedding and bleeding, and that is really the end of the menstrual cycle.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a menstrual cycle, and when people refer to their period, they mean the actual painful part at the end.
Right. If they didn't have the painful part at the end and they, quote, missed their period, that's probably because the egg fertilized on the wall and the egg sustained the wall so that it didn't shed, and the egg is now growing into a whole ass baby.
Oh my god, I just thought of like 70 sitcoms that I watched growing up where like a teenage girl was like, I missed my period, and there's like a big gasp and I didn't understand what it meant. I get it now.
Right.
I get it now. It makes, holy shit, that makes a lot of scenes hit a lot harder. Holy shit.
Because if they did have their period, that would mean that there was no fertilization and there was no pregnancy, because the corpus luteum died off after 14 days and everything just fell out through the vagina. Otherwise, the zygote is implanted on the wall, keeps it thick, and starts growing a baby in there. And this chemical is called beta HCG. And this is actually what we detect in our urine pregnancy tests, or like over-the-counter pregnancy tests at the grocery store, because this is a very common chemical that you can track down to pregnancies. So if you get a urine test and you pee on the urine test and it shows the lines and it says you're positive, they are looking for this beta HCG molecule.
So if somebody doesn't, like, they let's say they miss their period but they're not pregnant, is that like underlying health issues?
Right, yeah. So then you have to be like, what part of the period did you miss? Like, did you just not bleed enough? Like, did you not fully shed your lining? Did you not ovulate an egg in the first place to create the entire cycle? Like, what part of the cycle failed? And then you have to go from there. It's easy just to say like, oh, you missed your period because you're pregnant, but there's like 5 other things that can cause somebody to miss their period, which is, again, we're referring to this last stage of the cycle.
I'm sorry to everyone with other genitalia. I hope you are okay. Damn, this shit rough. Bro, I don't know why biology just decided to say, fuck you guys, but empathy being sent out to you. I don't know if it helps, but here's I'm mentally sending out my empathy. Are you getting it?
Thanks, I received it. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, cool. That's all I can do. There's not really much else you can do. Fuck, there's not really much else that you can do in this situation. That sucks. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
And then the worst part is when somebody swears that they're not pregnant and they've never had sex and their beta HCG ends up turning high, in which case you can see this with certain kinds of cancers, and then you'll have to end up doing that workup instead.
Because that's more scary at that end, because the underlying issues are way worse, I guess.
Yeah, exactly, right? Like, you think that, like, oh, the doctor said that you're pregnant because your pregnancy test came back positive, but there's actually no baby inside there. It might be a cancer from the uterus or the ovary that's mimicking all of these hormones that you would normally see with a pregnancy. And that's like something that needs to be worked up and followed further.
Jesus Christ. I'm sorry that periods exist. Well, actually, I'm sorry that all of that shit exists. Oh my god. So if I'm getting it correct, this is me trying to put all the information together. This is like me doing the test. This is the quiz. So a menstrual cycle is 4 parts. The first 2 parts deal with the egg kind of being pushed into the part where the sperm cells unite with it, right? And then the third part is depending on whether or not you get pregnant or not, or when the pregnancy starts. So if you are pregnant, you're good to go. You don't have the 4th part of the cycle where the shedding happens and you get, you know, like blood and pain. But if you don't have sex, then that's where it sheds all the stuff that was put in there that wasn't used, and that's what causes a lot of the pain.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much.
I think I get it. So what is this might be I'm asking this with no embarrassment. I mean, I'm still kind of embarrassed asking all this, but what is the like the tampon then, or the pad? Is that just to catch all the stuff that's coming out if you don't have sex?
Yeah, Cotton, do you want to answer this? I need a break. I'm not gonna talk about pads on stream.
You can't mansplain to me this time. Okay,
what
Cotton,
size pussy do you wear?
if you don't mind.
Hey, I don't mind. So pads are basically things that you put in your underwear, and they're little sponges, and they collect all the blood that comes out of your body, and you have to replace them pretty often because there's a fuck ton of blood that comes out of you. And if you don't necessarily want to just sit in like a diaper essentially of your own blood, then you use a tampon, which is a cotton. It's essentially like a cotton swab, but very big and longer. Yes, it kind of looks like a marker in diameter, not in length, but they're kind of scary, and for some women they do hurt. I typically just do a pad, but other girls do diva cups, and that's like, it's like a silicone.
What?
It's a silicone
It's
cup.
called a
I know.
diva cup.
Is it actually called a diva cup?
Yeah, because women are divas, right? Obviously.
Okay.
Yeah, diva cup. Yes. I haven't used one, but it's basically a silicone thing that you fold it, you pop it in, and then it unfolds inside and catches all of the liquid. So it's actually, you don't make a mess at all, which it's pretty nice. But can I be honest, I'm just too lazy to learn new things. I'm an old dog at this age. Menopause is creeping up slowly. So yeah, I don't need to worry about that.
I don't think you need to worry about the age thing either, dude. Are you fucking kidding? Whatever. I'm not gonna get mad at you with that one.
Okay.
Thanks,
there are different sizes though, and there's also different thicknesses.
Wait, the pussy size joke wasn't a joke? It's actually a thing?
That's actually a thing.
It's like flow, because
There's like a
some
depth
girls have heavy.
Is it like
No.
reverse inches?
Well,
like
okay,
how many negative inches are you?
Well, if a girl asks you to buy pads and you go out and you buy panty liners because you think, oh yeah, this is pads and it says panty liner on the thing, and then you go back home and she's like, what the fuck? I told you to buy pads, and you're just like, well, how the fuck was I supposed to know? Ask me how I know. Ask me how I know. I was on the couch that night.
Was this before you were a doctor, or?
Yes.
He really took that to heart and then became a doctor to learn.
Yeah.
He's like, never again.
Panty liner is.
That's good. I'm so pissed.
So that's, knowing the period isn't just like, knowing the menstrual cycle isn't enough. You actually, if you want to help somebody, or if they ask you to get something for you, you actually do have specific information that you need to get to be able to purchase the correct thing for them. Nobody's answering me.
You should know if the person prefers pads versus tampons. Like some.
But what
some
about
people just
the
don't use
size
tampons
thing
at all. Well, the size thing, you just have to ask like how heavy their flow usually is. Like,
How heavy is your flow?
Do they have a standardized
kind of day or like a?
Wait, do they not have a
thing kind of
standardized size thing so it's easy to purchase, or is it like you have to go specifically by brand? Like there's no like size C pad or something like that, or flow.
I'll be honest, I only know panty liners and pads. So
Okay, cotton. Is there no like standardized sizing when you purchase these kinds of things? Like they
Well,
don't say.
Obviously, It's like different brands are gonna have different different sizes for everything. That's kind of true about anything. And so yeah, they usually go light flow, normal flow, heavy flow, super. So super is when, you know, you get a gunshot wound, you put that super tampon in that hole, you're fine.
Why is there so much blood? If it's, from what I understand, it's like not like a big part of your body, right? Or is it? It's not like the size of your torso. How is there that much blood being made?
You would be surprised.
I mean, periods are all different from everyone. I think Pomato typed this in my chat too. Like, periods like aren't necessarily painful for everyone. You know, some people don't bleed as much as everybody else. Some people bleed a whole heck of a lot, and that's like their default, and that's all that they've known their whole life. Like, medically, I mean, it's not something that you need to solve for people. Like, obviously, if it's painful and debilitating, it prevents you from, you know, going through your daily life and doing your daily activities of living, then yes, like, encourage them to seek help, go talk to a doctor, because real therapies do exist for these things. But you know, a lot of people, as you know, most physicians believe, like, it's not something that is seen as an illness that needs to be corrected and treated, right? I mean, I think I wrote this in like my post from the other day. Like, it's this process that 50% of the population lives with on a monthly basis,
and the other 50% of the population knows nothing about it somehow.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a normal part of life, and it has been a normal part of life for like the entire human evolutionary history and stuff, well before we had all of these medicines and pads versus tampons and everything. So
does the pain mainly come from the bleeding, or is it the cramps that you mentioned, or is the cramps caused by the bleeding?
Oh, okay. The cramps shedding are caused by the surge of prostaglandins that, you know, they're trying to whatever. I mean, this is a totally different topic.
Is it? I thought it was all part of the menstrual cycle still.
I mean, yes, like the things that are causing the cramps is the things that are causing the uterine lining to shed and expel. But cramps themselves, you know, have at least been tied down to a specific molecule.
It's type. The cramps are your body pushing stuff out.
Yes.
Okay. I saw that in the chat and I was like, okay, that makes sense. Okay. I think I get it now. Everyone's asking about endo now. What is endo? Is this also like a tie-in to this topic about menstrual cycles?
Yeah, pretty much. Actually, so one last thing about, you know, menstruation that I do want to talk about is about tampon use, at least. You like normal, or I don't know, Cotton, do you how often do you keep a tampon in for?
4 hours, but I think it's usually like 8 hours, or you can get, you say it.
So I think back in the 90s there was like a super absorbent super tampon that you like leave in overnight, or they developed something like this, and it was called like Rely or something. The problem is that when you leave a plug in a space for a while, that just swells up with blood and skin bacteria and all of these things. You know, a bunch of people in your chat are saying it already. It really increases your risk of toxic shock syndrome, which is why, you know, all of these, you know, tampons will say like, do not leave in for more than, you know, 4 hours, do not leave in overnight. For these things, because certain skin bacteria like regular ass Staph aureus or strep, group A strep, can create toxins that act as super antigens, in the sense that they cross-link a bunch of other immune cells together that overwhelmingly activate your immune system and causes your immune system to freak the fuck out and causes you basically to go septic. And leaving something like a tampon, you know, that close to a very like, you know, moist, messy area connected to a body cavity, like, is a fast track to introducing a bacteria that can introduce something that serious down there.
So why do tampons still get used if it seems like pads are so much better? Is it just preference for people?
Fucking messy, dude.
I think so.
Oh, it's so fucking messy. And yeah, if you want to go swimming or in the bath, like typically water usually keeps because of the pressure, you're not gonna bleed, but you know, it's scary to go into like water when you're bleeding. So usually, yeah, so tampons for bleeding in the water. And yeah, if you don't want to have a fucking mess in your underwear, yeah, I've ruined a few good pairs of my favorite panties because of that.
You can't just wash it out?
Girl, actually, I guess you don't really get a blood like stain on your clothes now, would you? Like a
It's just
normal
not
human
as
being wouldn't. Huh?
easy to
Oh my
clean.
god. No, you have to use like super cold water, and if it doesn't, like, you don't use super cold water, you forget, you put it in the fucking washing machine. Oh, you're toast, man. That shit is baked in there in the fibers. Yeah, right.
I guess blood is hard to get out of clothing.
It's so hard. It's so hard.
Hydrogen
Ento.
peroxide does wonders.
Yay! What percent?
Oh, I don't know. Not the one that you bleach your hair with.
Okay.
I'll look it up.
What if you just only? No,
Hydrogen
I was gonna say you could wear
peroxide
only red clothing. That's a bad
cleaning.
idea.
That's from
Only
Deadpool,
red
isn't it?
panties.
Only red
Yeah, it
panties.
is. That's good.
Hydrogen peroxide 3% is what's recommended for clothes. Yes, and somebody in my chat, Vex, said 3% as well. Okay. How are we doing? It's been like an hour.
I feel like
How-
I'm learning. I feel like I can understand. I can empathize with pain a little bit more.
Really?
A little bit. I mean, I obviously can't feel the pain myself, but now having a doctor explain how the process of the pain works is like, holy shit. I feel like the like pressure of your body trying to expel something would not feel very good, especially when there's a bunch of blood coming out too. I assumed that there'd be a lot of emotional stress and pain coming from that would happen at the same time, because one, you're dealing with like literal body cramps, and then the other one is that it's also like becoming messy, and there's so much other shit that you have to work on. I don't know, that's a lot of stress. Like, I wouldn't want that. If I don't want the emotional stress of having to deal with that, especially if you're like in public, or like you're trying to enjoy a day, or you have plans for something and then it happens. That fucking sucks.
Yes. And half the population goes through this.
And somehow sex ed for me when I was a kid was boiled down to don't have sex and nothing else. It was just don't have sex. That was literally all they told me, or you'll die. I shit you not. That was my education in public school.
True.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm doing this.
That fucking sucks. Like I don't think my public high school education was that, special or anything, but eventually I went to a super stuffy boarding school, but we had a pretty like liberal sex ed curriculum there, and I felt like I actually learned a solid foundation of the things that I learned in medical school, and everything that I know today about sex ed was like from that like very liberal education, because I mean those are things that 14-year-old 15-year-olds are experiencing, and at a very confusing time. Like, I'd imagine, I mean, you probably learned your sex ed stuff in like middle school or something, right?
And all
Like
the guys
sixth
would just
grade,
laugh
7th
about
grade.
and
Yeah,
giggle
and
about
just
it
go
while the
like,
girls were actually paying
"Ew."
attention most of the time.
Right, but like when you're 14, when you're 15, and this shit's like happening to you, or things like boys are having like nocturnal emissions, and girls are like dealing with body hair for the first time. Like, these are the sorts of things that like you should learn, and not just like hide away in the name of like morality or chastity or whatever, because it's like these are issues that you're going to experience regardless of if you're having premarital sex or not. So I mean, I
That
don't
was
think I had a
actually
very
only thing they
special-
focused on was the premarital
yeah,
sex.
I know, which is so stupid. But yeah, I don't think I had a very special like high school curriculum, but when I transferred schools and I actually had like a very in-depth sex ed curriculum, I was like, wow, like this is probably how it should be done. But unfortunately, with our current climate, I don't know how it is in good old Canada.
Yeah,
but
how was it for you in
it's
Canada,
not- it's not
Con? Did they have a
great.
good one?
A good what?
Did they have like an
Sex
actual sex
education?
ed? Yeah.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, but they also did kind of do that Puritan thing where they're like, but don't have sex, haha. But don't do it, haha. But they did teach us like the basics, which was nice. It was not by any means, as in depth as Saiken's doing now. When it shouldn't have been because we were 14.
I
But
mean,
still,
you have to
yeah,
explain it
was-
in really simple terms to people that are younger, especially with a class full of ADHD kids.
Yeah,
Yup.
that's what I was saying. Like, getting it in middle school as like a 12 or 13-year-old, it's like one thing. But I think when you're, in your sophomore, junior year of high school and you're going through it, like, I think it is important that, you try to have at least a more legitimate conversation about these things from the educational perspective.
Endometriosis.
endometriosis. I guess this also we can say adenomyosis too, but okay. So everything that I said about the uterus, right? Like the stuff that gets shed, the stuff that, you know, contracts and is painful when it's being released and all those things. For endometriosis, this describes a condition where uterine tissue is growing outside of the uterus. So everything that we talked about that applies to shedding and cramping and menstruation and everything, this can also happen in tissue that's growing on the ovaries, the pelvis.
Isn't that really bad? Because
colon.
that's not where it's supposed to be.
Right. So like this ectopic endometrial tissue should not exist outside of the endometrium. And the fact that it does ends up causing extreme symptoms because, you know, the stuff is behaving like uterine tissue in places where it's not supposed to be. So like you can imagine if this is just like depositing in your pelvic cavity, you could literally go through like two menstruations from one, like your normal uterine line shedding, and two, just like your extra pelvic uterine line shedding as well.
That's insane.
And there's a comment saying like they found endometrial tissue in eyeballs before.
What?
Like,
how the fuck does that even happen? What?
I mean, blood goes everywhere, lymph goes everywhere.
Jesus Christ.
This I think endo affects up to like 7-8% of women in the United States. Like it's
That's not a small percentage,
but it's not a small percentage in the slightest. Yeah, I mean this is something that affects a lot of people, and you know, depending on where it is, like your options can be surgical or medical, you know, depending on how, you know, these sizes are. I actually have no idea what to do with eyeballs. Like do hormones even penetrate the eyeballs?
I would like to say,
right?
You guys don't need to keep pinging Cotton if she's here. Cotton's here as like an educational assistant because we need her to explain, you know, like a different perspective than two guys just fucking babbling about and mansplaining to each other. Like, you don't need to keep being like, Cotton, are you here? Yeah, she's here, guys. Leave her alone.
She's here. She's just Canadian.
That's what it is. It's because she's Canadian.
God, she's from Canada. She goes to a different school. You don't know her.
My girlfriend is real. I swear.
We met at camp, guys. Anyway, so yeah, you would treat endometriosis kind of like how you treat a lot of other symptoms of painful menstruation, right? So with the hormone modulation, with birth control, with surgery if indicated. The problem is, how do you identify where all of these places are, right? Because somebody had fucking endometriosis of the eyeballs. Like, I wouldn't even know how the fuck you would work that up, right? First, you do, you know, an ultrasound, you take a look. Most of the times it's going to be surrounding the ovaries. Most of the times it'll probably be in the pelvic cavity. But I mean, this tissue is existing in places where it shouldn't, which means when we're talking about things like Mass Effect, like it can cause, you know, symptoms in places where, you know, other things aren't supposed to be growing. So if I'm worried about a big ectopic, you know, uterine tissue growth right here at the bottom left, if this starts pulling and tugging on the ovary, I mean, that can cause ovarian torsion right there. And that in itself is going to be a whole surgical emergency because you need to save the blood vessels that supply the ovary. And when you are releasing that, you need to get rid of this extra tissue over here because otherwise it's just going to pull on the ovary and cause more problems there too. You know, if your symptoms are controlled and your uterine tissue is all local to the area, like, yeah, fine. Maybe you place an IUD in here and everything works out for you. But, you know, endo for a lot of people is an ongoing battle, you know, through their 20s and 30s, you know, trying to get their symptoms under control from all the different spots where the tissue can be at.
The class clown is like stifling laughter. What are you laughing at, dude? What are you laughing at?
Why are you laughing at endo?
What is women's pain funny to you? Oh my God.
Oh my God.
So bad. I'm sitting here like, I'm gonna get yelled at again. I can't say anything. I gotta be quiet. I gotta sit here
Teacher,
with my mouth shut.
can we put her outside the class, please? She's disrupting. You are the actual men in my sex ed class that were laughing at every fucking word.
Giggling and shit. Why did we invite her?
Diversity hire.
My feelings are hurt. Goodbye. Thank you for having me.
No. It's important for you to be here because you can explain things from the perspective of somebody that actually deals with these things. Oh my God.
Did she leave?
What did you do?
I did question why we invited her.
Well, she's here for the perspective. We don't go through any of this.
I can't explain pads by myself.
We need her. Cotton. Oh my God. She does have a movie in like 20 minutes, so she might have just left early.
She's a movie?
Yes.
Hey.
Hey,
bro.
You left the VTube studio thing. You could have just left the call to do the same thing.
No, I'm sorry. I was trying to do the bit. I also felt bad blocking the fucking screen, but yes, I do have to go soon.
Okay.
Hey.
Then can we can pause Endo because I do have a question that I think that you could also answer in a funny way compared to Saiken as well. You're not on the screen anymore, so I'm just gonna have my editor use your PNGs. If this becomes a video, it's just gonna be your PNGs bouncing around. I was gonna ask, when it comes to STDs, because that was a big thing that was focused on when I was getting sex ed. I still don't truly understand them. Is it like, can two people that both don't have an STD contract an STD from having sex? Is that how that works? And this is the con specifically for now.
Dude, can I keep it 100? I don't think so, but Saiken would know more.
Then where do STDs come from then?
I can tell you this.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, sorry.
No.
Well, it could be multiple things, but like infected animals, if you're handling an infected animal, like a sick animal, that's where, what is it? Is it HIV? I don't remember. One of them comes from a fucking animal, bro.
Yeah.
Just handling the animal, nothing weird, right? Literally just like...
No, nothing weird.
Contact, like close contact.
Oh.
Which,
yeah, like COVID passes.
Yeah, like contaminated, like water sources, droplets, like cross-contamination from like a chimpanzee to a human can happen. It's mostly going to be in like bodily fluid transmission, which if you're handling an animal very closely, like is not a very difficult thing to ask, right? Like that can happen like very quickly.
Oh, okay. That's so insane to me, because I always thought it was like, hey, if you fuck up, like you have sex once, you're gonna get an STD. But I didn't realize that it was just like specifically from outer circumstances and just nothing else.
Well, yeah, like STIs are sexually transmitted infections. I think the concept of calling them diseases has kind of fallen out of favor in the past couple of decades. So STIs is really the accepted terminology.
Oh, wait, is STD the wrong terminology?
Well, it's like aged a bit.
Yeah, it just makes it sound like a disease process rather than an infection, which is what it truly is.
Oh.
So an infection in this case, you're not generating it out of nowhere. Like two people without any STIs are not going to have sex and one of them is going to come out of there with herpes, right? Like they were exposed to herpes somewhere in the past, right? It was transferred to their partner through, infected bodily fluids and contact like that. But yes, several, hundreds or thousands of years ago, like gonorrhea came from, I think, cows and got into the human sexual population, right? Syphilis came from, I assume it's cows, I don't know. HIV came from chimpanzees. Like these sorts of things were introduced into our human sexual contact pool by way of animal transmission, who knows how many years ago.
I'm sorry for dead naming STIs. My apologies.
You're allowed.
I think a lot of people still don't know the difference, but it's just like the parlance.
Okay, that was the specific question that I had. I was like, I didn't really understand it. I always thought this is totally the reason I didn't have any, like, I didn't get any action. This is the reason. It's because I was afraid, real and true. But I always thought that it was like, if you have sex even once, there's just like a 10% RNG gamble that you just get like some kind of infection. So I didn't know.
If you're having unprotected sex with a partner that you don't know their sexual history, and maybe they do have herpes and they just didn't disclose that to you before you stuck something inside them or they stuck something inside you, yeah, you do have an RNG chance of contracting that STI.
It's
from
real?
having an encounter with them.
Do you like, I don't, in this situation when you have sex, do you like go up to them like in a business outfit with a like a suitcase with your sexual history, and you open it up and you're like, this is what I've done, this is what could happen, there you go,
Okay,
now you know.
I'm like, and the fact that Khan and I have been in this industry before, I mean, I will say, like, in terms of AV performers, and people who do, you know, sex work professionally, there are standards where you do need to have routine testing done. Common doctor's office tests are going to be gonorrhea, chlamydia, PCR, like a GCCT, which is what we call, and a syphilis RPR screen as well. And having a negative battery of tests to show the employer or whatever when you perform is something that's actually standard required by this industry, film studio, whatever. Khan, you can chime in too.
Her Discord crashed.
Oh, okay. But yeah, so these, like, having a clean bill of negative STI tests actually is something that is required for people who frequently have sex with new partners, whether for, you know, pleasure or business.
Okay. So it what I explained was kind of correct if you're specifically in the industry for it, rather than just like having casual meetings with somebody.
Yeah. That's all like baked into the industry itself. I mean, I think a lot of people at this point know that things like the porn industry is not just one big unregulated orgy of just, you know, people actually meeting up and having unprotected sex.
Well, I mean,
like,
it's a job. It should be expected that it's treated like a job.
There is like a very regulated industry, and, you know, unfortunately, not all, you know, people subscribe to that system, and there are people who have been mistreated and people who have been affected by other people's poor decisions in that industry. But I mean, the standard that they're moving towards as professionals, being professionals, is having, you know, constant, regular, routine negative testing.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's like a childhood myth of mine gone. Hell yeah! Now I know how sex works.
Yeah.
That was actually my fifth question, was how to explain sex, but it's okay. I guess we don't need to do that now because I totally already have experience with that. So I guess we can move on to endometriosis. I think Khan has to leave soon. I don't know if she's trying to get her Discord back.
Back.
There we go. Welcome back.
Hey, what did I miss?
Do you actually want to ask her that thing about the AV industry?
Yeah, sure.
For confirmation.
He was talking about, you know, how, like, he was told that, you know, as a kid, if you have sex, you're just RNG gambling with a new partner each time. And I was saying, you know, as people who have been in this industry, we've, like, there is a standard now that you are regularly showing a negative battery of tests every time you're having, you know, activity with a new partner, and showing them that, like, hey, like, I was tested a week ago, negative gonorrhea, negative chlamydia, negative syphilis, negative HIV, you know, and all these things before you know, perform or whatever.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah. Well, I mean, I think everybody's different, but I don't know why anybody would not do that, unless they're like suicidal and they're like, fuck yeah, let's RNG all the STIs in the world, let's go. You know, you have to. It's kind of like if you're like, oh, let's go bungee jumping, but not check and double check the harness. Yeah, let's just do it. Like, well, what are you doing? Hello?
Do you present it in like a suitcase where you open it up and it's like, here is my sexual history?
Like a briefcase?
Yeah.
You have like a folder with every person you have sex with.
I think it'd be cool. You come in with like a business suit and you show them the folder and you're like, here. And like the bigger the folder, it's almost like the more professional you are. Like, yeah. This is my resume. This is my portfolio of sex.
Professional is not what a lot of people would call you if you had a big folder, unfortunately.
What?
Oh yeah, there's so many people who slut shame nowadays. Who fucking cares? But yeah, it's good to always get tested. Get tested, kids. Hey, Joel, where's your folder? Oh.
I have it. I just haven't shown it. Thank you very much. Or like, I'll send you to the previous part. Arlecchino from Genshin Impact. Acheron, Honkai Star Rail. Rika from
what?
Pokemon. The Hunters from Halo.
You need help.
Lady Maria from Bloodborne.
You need help.
What do you mean? I helped myself. We all did the suitcase thing, and we showed each other past history. This is real. These are real people. You guys just haven't met them yet, okay? Shut up. They're all real.
Are they Canadian?
Yeah, they're in Mexico. That's why you haven't met them.
Can I ask you something as a Canadian too? Because I actually don't know this. As like a primary care doctor, right? Like back when I was in residency, if I had a patient with a positive STI test, and this is, you know, a reportable disease, so syphilis, gonorrhea, chlamydia, HIV, anytime a patient turns up positive for that disease, I actually have to get in contact with the State Department, and I have to report that case to the health department, because the government actually tracks and follow-ups with those people's partners, in order to make sure that people aren't unknowingly transmitting like syphilis to their sexual partners. Does that system exist in Canada? Because actually I did not know any of this until I started residency. And my clinic manager flagged me, and she's like, "Hey, like your patient tested positive for syphilis," and I was like, "Yeah," and she's like, "Are you gonna treat the partner?" And I'm like, "Well, the partner doesn't come here to this clinic, so I don't know." But yeah, no. So these things, like there is a system where you like reach out to that partner, invite them into the clinic, establish care with them as a new patient, give them the penicillin shot, whatever, and all of this stuff is tracked through the local health department. Yeah,
Well,
it's not a HIPAA violation, Magus. Like this is something that's tracked on like the state level.
Yeah. I feel like it should be, frankly. I think it's important that we mark that down. With me, I turned into a VTuber before I could actually do anything with the public, the general public. While we did have clinic hours, it didn't really count with our, acupuncture and stuff. And we would rarely handle bodily fluids with acupuncture. Obviously, you're not touching the needle, but in some cases, if you did get a prick, you'd have to fucking go really quick to go get tested and stuff. Yeah, we didn't really have any issues with that. So as far as if there is like a registry or something similar, I'm not too familiar, but I actually think that's a good idea. Like why not? And like make people fucking aware, like, because some people are awful and they'll just be like, haha, yeah, like, oh my god, I hate it.
It's not necessarily a STI registry, which is what some people are saying in the chat. It's a communicable diseases registry. So
yeah,
there's like a list of like 13 diseases, which I only know because I learned a mnemonic in med school, and I have to sing the song each time.
What's the song?
Can we hear it?
Yeah.
Okay, so the communicable diseases are Hep A, Hep B, Hep C, HIV, syphilis, gonorrhea, measles, mumps, rubella, chickenpox, tuberculosis, salmonella, and shigella. So these
Salmonella?
Diseases, any time, because it's a public health outbreak.
That wasn't really a song.
Yeah, so any time you encounter any of these diseases in the clinic or somebody turns up positive, like you have to notify the State Department, right? Because you can track down a salmonella outbreak to like a Burger King on the highway, like that place needs to get investigated and shut down and that sort of thing. Where is the melody? Okay, this is dirty medicine, dirty USMLE, which makes awesome videos for USMLE, United States Medical Licensing Exams, and the reportable diseases song to memorize all of these goes A, B, C, and HIV, syphilis and gonorrhea, MMR, chicken pox, TB, test your patient's socks, salmonella and shigella too, report this shit is what you should do. And that's how you know the reportable diseases song. So it's not all STIs, but I mean, yeah, Canada has a similar thing. Thank you.
That's awesome.
That's so cool. I like that. Yeah, that was good. That was a good performance.
Right now.
Getting a cover from the doctor.
Fantastic ending, yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh my
thanks
god.
for having me.
Yeah, thank you.
It.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for offering your perspective.
You were not like you
Anytime.
can joke about it, but you're not really a personality hire. It was what was the fuck? Was it diversity hire?
Diversity hire.
You're definitely like, I kind of needed you here just so there was actually more perspective from somebody that actually has to like deal with all this stuff, rather than, like I said, two guys fucking circle jerking the mansplanation. Yeah.
How shit works. Yeah.
I mean, you guys still killed it. Don't worry. I don't think anybody's gonna be offended by you being like, "Oh, bad."
I think. I mean, it's needed for like somebody to be here just in case we need correction on anything.
Hey, anytime. Thanks for having me as the sex haver. Appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your class.
Thanks for being open about it. Thank you for being able to like not shy away from the discussion that some people kind of are.
You think I'm shy?
No, I said thank you for not being shy about having discussions like this.
Shy.
Okay.
Mass Effect.
Mass Effect.
It literally just means like when a mass is having an effect on a thing. Like that's all it means.
I gotta put the cardboard PNG I have over away. So endometriosis is when it grows like everywhere it shouldn't fucking grow.
Yeah, pretty much. And then the treatment can be medical or surgical, but a lot of the difficulty with it is, figuring out where that extra tissue is and how you can best take care of it. Especially when you can't see it all on like a simple ultrasound, or if it's in your fucking eyes or something. Yeah.
That's so insane. That's such an insane thing for it to happen.
And then the other thing, I think somebody else was saying it in the chat too, there's another counterpart to endometriosis called adenomyosis, and it's overgrowth of the uterine tissue inside the uterine lining. So it's not things growing outside of the uterus, but it's things growing inside like the uterine muscle layers or like that vasculature layer where it's not supposed to be. So it causes similar symptoms, but it does have different treatments because the tissue is inappropriately on the inside of the uterus instead of, in the lining where it's supposed to be. So
with that being said, I feel like I've learned a pretty decent amount about menopause, about periods, about endometriosis, about osteo, and about what was it called? The cysts, the ovarian cysts, the polycyst, POCS.
Yeah, and we talked about STIs.
PCOS.
Like, actually, this is pretty comprehensive.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
did a lot.
So that was the main bulk of my questions. So I would actually like to open it up, if you're okay with it, to some chats that and whatever you guys in the chat think that I should know about, or that men should know about in general, or people that are uneducated about, sex ed topics. So if you guys have anything, I will let Saiken, if you're cool with it, I'll let you choose whatever you think is the most important, or whatever like should be known. Because I don't know. I won't know anything. That's why I'm here in the first place.
Well, I don't know. If you see a question that you don't know the answer to too, we can discuss it.
I think I don't know the answer to any of them. If I'm being 100% honest with you, that's why I asked you for this in the first place, because I wanted to learn, and I wanted to make content out of learning. That way, maybe we could share it with more people in the first place.
Sure. Everybody wants to talk about penises and testicular torsion. Guys, this is people know these things already. That's the whole point.
Yeah, we're learning about women specifically because that's the kind of knowledge that a lot of people don't know. Like a lot of men have already spoken about, penises and torsion and everything, but a lot of people out there, like 50% of the population, as we were said before, probably doesn't know a lot about, the thing that people with vaginas go through.
Right, like people meme about testicular torsion all the time, like mods grab his balls or whatever. But when I was bringing up how endo can cause a mass effect, twisting the ovary, mass effect.
I wasn't gonna say anything. You ruined.
Causing ovarian torsion. I mean, ovarian torsion is a very real thing too, and a surgical emergency as well. And people are just like, they don't know that that's possibly a thing too.
Oh, the ovaries can twist as well?
Yeah.
What part of the ovaries is twisting? Is it the it's not the tubes, is it?
Yeah,
the
so
fallopian
the fallopian tube can twist on itself. Like
Jesus.
If you have like a growth, like endo or something else in that cavity, and it grows on the ovary and can start pulling the ovary away, you can start twisting the ovary. Like anything can twist in there. And that's why like it's dangerous, because you choke off the blood supply, you choke off the
and that's not even like the fault of an
it'll
activity, right? That's like something that happens when you have endo, rather than how testicular torsion is something that you could absolutely cause yourself by fucking up or doing something stupid.
Not necessarily. Testicular
Really?
torsion usually happens in young boys, and it's like developmental, like they're predisposed to it either based off of like deformities or it spontaneously happens. It's not like
I thought it was something where you're like
smacking yourself in the balls is gonna give you torsion.
Oh, I thought like it could happen from like rigorous activity, like if you're riding a bike too much, or if you like, I don't know, some kind of physical activity. I thought was the way that happens.
Not necessarily. No, it mostly it comes from like cryptorchidism. So when your testes haven't descended, which is why it causes, it happens mostly in like younger boys, like usually like it's like bimodal. I think it's like newborns and like 10, 11, 12-year-olds, like that sort of thing. But yeah, it's like a specific part of that what is it, the processus vaginalis, like it's some part of that spermatic cord or lining of that's going to twist on itself, and that's going to like cause the blood flow to the testes to get choked off, and that's why it's a surgical emergency. But yeah, it's not like a physical activity in itself is going to lead to that.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, good to know.
Now we got to do a sequel
for men's health specifically.
For men's health. Oh god,
that one might be a little bit more better known, but as you can see, I'm still not 100% sure on a lot of it. Even with like men's health, everything that I know is more surface level, but I just know more of the surface level knowledge than I do about women's health and like education there.
Yeah, and that's what I think the problem is. I think most people do, right? Like if more people had the surface level knowledge of women's health as they do of men's health, like I would be happy with that. But unfortunately they don't. So
you're telling me. I mean, today I now know the menstrual cycle a little bit better, obviously, which is I think I'm pretty proud of that. That was like the main thing that I definitely should learn. That's like I don't want to say that's like the bare minimum, but it kind of is the bare minimum to at least understand, especially for anyone that has a partner. Like you should at least holy fuck, dude. Oh my god, bare minimum understand the menstrual cycle.
Mm-hmm.
That's like basics of the basic. So I'm glad that now I know. Now I'm at bare minimum. Let's fucking go, baby.
I saw something about cryptic pregnancy or like ectopic pregnancies and birth control. So I have a whole 10-minute video with Yum Princess L about birth control.
Amazing voice actor. Go check them out. I voiced in one of their lore videos.
We did 3 of these. We did one on female anatomy, just pelvic anatomy and physiology. So all of these things about like the normal menstrual cycle, the fact that there are 2 holes and women do not pee out of their vaginas, and a 10-minute video on birth control. So oral pills, IUDs, Depo-Provera, Nexplanon, and explaining the differences between those.
Wait, and 2 holes?
Oh god.
Am I gonna are you gonna send me to watch a video? Can you explain that to me?
Oh god.
Well, I told you I don't know anything. That's why I'm here in the first place. That's why I brought you here.
All right. Well, the third one, the third video is about emergency contraception. So why it's not just Plan B, but there are other options available to you, for unintended, like unprotected sexual activity. Okay. Everybody is saying cloaca in the chat, which I think is hilarious.
No, that's all the holes in one. No, this is like specifically with the vagina, right?
Yeah. Okay. So how does your penis work?
I actually don't think I know. I don't think I understand the body process there. What do you mean? How does that work? You can piss. You can go to the bathroom, and then you also have sperm that comes out. That's what I know.
Right. So is
it the same thing?
Our urethra gets input from the sperm system, right? So from the testes, and also from the bladder, right? So for men, we have the ability to piss and come from the same hole.
Yeah.
All right. Now, when you're looking at women's anatomy, women do not pee out of their vaginas. All right. Women have an entire fucking bladder that's connected to this system. So like this is going to be like a side view, I guess.
Okay.
You can see this, right? So this is like the belly button, I guess. I don't know. Here.
This is educational, by the way, Twitch and YouTube. This is purely educational.
So we have one tube going down here, and let's just make it like this. Looks like that. All right. Then we have one tube going like this, and this one's got a thick lining, and this one's going to look like that.
So those are two different tubes that are for two different purposes.
And then we have a third tube.
Holy shit! That's the bladder.
That looks like this. Yes. So when you're looking at these things, this is a side view, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this yellow part is pee.
Yeah.
And this is the bladder.
That's the bladder.
Mr.
Yep.
President, a third tube is just dropped in the pelvic cavity. The bladder goes through the urethra and pees out from the external meatus. All right. So this is also why.
And that's a separated hole. That's not.
That's a separate hole
connected to anything else.
Right. So this whole thing is the vagina. Right. This whole thing is
the other one.
Anus,
yeah.
Right. This is a urethra that exits from this, like the area right underneath the labia. Like there's a separate hole over here. And this up here leading to the uterus is the vagina. And this is a whole separate cavity. So even though their openings are both in, what we call the vagina, mm-hmm. One actually leads into the vaginal canal. The other actually leads into the bladder.
Okay.
So what's this tube doing?
Well, that's the that's the shitter. That's the bathroom tube.
That's the shitter. Yeah,
that's the
exactly. Right. So they don't have everything all in one. All right.
Well, we knew that. That everyone should know that part.
So from
just not knowing the bladder being separated. Because that I mean
diagram.
I kind of assumed it would be similar, but it makes more sense that it's not.
Like if I had to draw it like this, I'm really bad at drawing this. Okay, so in the black at the top, like that's the clitoris.
Somebody said inefficient.
The urethral opening is going to be this line here, and then your vaginal canal is over here, and then down over here is your anus. So this is what it all kind of looks like looking at it straight on. So there are 3 separate holes.
Sorry if this is brutal, or if this is like. Sorry if I'm getting into it, but then what is the vaginal hole specifically for? Right? It's for pregnancy, and
it's for sex. This is the one that's designed to have things go into it.
Okay.
Right? This is a muscular tract. Self-cleansing acidic pH. It literally is designed
so nothing comes out of that
to go inside. The only thing that comes out of that is the baby and the uterine lining when menstruation happens. This is solid waste. This is liquid waste.
Yeah.
And this should mostly be a whole ass baby or like blood products.
Look, I'm opening myself up to criticism here for learning. I just want all of you to know that. So go easy on me. I don't know this shit. That's why I'm here in the first place, as I said before. That's why I brought Saiken. That's why I'm not paying him so he can explain this to a man-child on the internet about how women's anatomy works.
Yeah, I mean, legitimately, I have a series of 3 videos that goes over this quite well.
And now people know about the videos more, so they can go check them out. Think of it as like extra promotion, I guess.
Boom, boom, boom. Wait, this is technically my chat too. Can I do that? Does that work? Do you guys see that?
Yeah, it goes in both chats, man.
Oh yeah, I don't know, because like if one person has like no links in chat set up and then another person posts a link in the chat.
No, it works. You're a broadcaster. The bot wouldn't be able to delete anything you post.
That's true. Anyway, those are the 3 ones that I made.
Okay, so that makes more sense to me now. I mean, it seems like something that I just wouldn't have ever thought about. So now I know. This is good.
Yeah. Let's see what else. So anatomically, you can notice that unlike our urethra, which would travel this whole freaking way and go through the pelvis and exit out through our ding dongs, the female urethra is a lot shorter and only has like maybe a few centimeters before it exits at the meatus here. This short length is also why women are more predisposed to getting urinary tract infections than men, because it is a shorter path for bacteria to travel from their skin through the urethra into the bladder.
I was going to ask that because I felt like a lot of the women that I've met in my life have to use the bathroom way more often than others. So I was wondering if that like shortness is a part of the. It could just be everyone has a UTI, but I was wondering if the like actual length of the tract is the reason why that happens.
It's not like the only reason, but it is a pretty significant contributory reason that it is a shorter distance, so the bacteria physically have to overcome less. Like men can still get UTIs, right? It's just rarer.
Yeah. Oh boy,
and then,
yeah.
Like hygiene technique as well, right? If you are wiping from your back to your front, as a man, it's not really a problem because you're not going to get bacteria from your fecal cavity near your pee hole because your pee hole is all the way out here, right? But as a woman, if you're wiping from back to front, this can easily translate bacteria from your anal canal into your urinary opening.
Chat, I see some people in the chat getting embarrassed. This is the point. Like, there's no shame to this. There's no shame to learning or talking about it. I mean, don't bring this up in like normal conversation if you're fucking hanging out with your homies, but like this is the purpose of this entire stream.
Yeah, like if you don't know, like
you don't know,
might as well learn now.
Yeah,
right. You don't want to be 30 and learning this for the first time with like your 5th sexual partner. That's the first person that you've gotten pregnant, and now you're like dealing with all these complications when you don't even understand like the basic system. So stay in school. If your school didn't do a good job of teaching you, teach yourself. This, I think every human being should be responsible for like the basics of this information.
Yeah, I mean, like I went throughout my entire life. Obviously, I didn't need to know any of this information. I still probably don't. But this is just kind of like a effort to educate myself to understand, you know, the majority of people that I talk to and hang out with in my life. Because I mean, fuck, I'm in a female-dominated field. Obviously, I'm gonna like want to be able to understand and have empathy for everyone around me.
Ayuchi brings up a good point. You can't have sex with people and not know how many holes a woman has. You're not allowed to have sex with somebody unless you can identify how many holes they have.
That seems kind of important, yeah.
They got 2 nostrils, 1 mouth. Do you count the ears?
What? You're getting freaky for me. All right, what were some of the other questions that people had? This is kind of most of the basics, right? Is there anything else that we missed covering up most of these basics?
Second, can you talk about how some period cramps are more painful than heart attacks? I mean, I can't talk about that. If Cotton wasn't watching a movie right now, I feel like somebody could actually explain it a lot better than I can. As far as I know, all right, like one, cardiac events do not present the same in men and women. And a lot of times heart attacks are underdiagnosed in women, either because the doctors are not, accurately representing or recording their symptoms, or the patient just has a completely different set point for pain. And that's usually because in reality, periods are extremely fucking painful. And some people have, for better or worse, just learned to live with an extremely painful event that happens, for a few days every month. And aside from heart attacks presenting differently, I mean, some people just have different pain thresholds, and what would put like an 80-year-old farmer tough guy on his ass immediately and convince him to go to the hospital, a 65-year-old woman might not recognize those sorts of symptoms too, and suffer a myocardial event because of it.
Oh my god, everyone's asking for a period simulator. Guys, look, you want me to buy a period simulator? I don't even know how much money it is. I'm gonna use it once for a stream, and then I'll just have this like pain causer that's just gonna sit in my room for the rest of my life.
Somebody wants to talk about vaginismus.
Yeah, I did see a couple of people asking about that.
That one's definitely out of. Is this 5 or 6? I don't know.
Take on women's pain like a spirit bomb. Okay.
Ismus.
You explained what is in your wheelhouse at the start, right?
Yeah, like none of this. I mean, okay, as internal medicine, like I do have training in primary care, but I will say it's only some training. Family medicine definitely deals with a lot more primary care than hospital care. And family medicine actually is responsible for, you know, doing more training in OB-GYN and psychiatry and other things that they might encounter in the office that I just don't deal with inside the hospital. My training is more acute medicine, so things that people get hospitalized for. But obviously, you know, the best person to kind of address these things would actually be like a gynecologist here.
But we don't have a gynecologist VTuber.
But I don't think there's a gynecologist VTuber out there.
So it's on you, buddy. You have to take on everyone's questions.
So of the Americans that I'm thinking of right now, I mean, we've got me, who's internal medicine. You have Lev, who's finishing psychiatry residency. You have Monica, who's finishing emergency medicine residency.
Put up their full ats. That way, if I have an editor doing this, they can put them on the screen.
I should. I'll get them to you. I'll make a list. And
okay.
Hiro is a intern. She's in her intern year in general surgery. So we have a pretty good representation, to be honest. But it's just nobody is in gynecology. Like you could run like a hospital. We got emergency medicine, internal medicine, surgery. Like we got you know representation out here. But unfortunately, we don't have gyne.
I can't believe there's no gynecologist VTuber in a fucking women-dominated industry of VTubing. What, nobody decided to study? Are you kidding me?
I mean, OB-GYN is hard, man. You do the entirety of women's health medicine, plus you also do surgery, like, and you have to learn these things because you have to do things like C-sections or all of these, like, you know, ovarian cyst surgeries too, with, you know, less years than a general surgeon would have trained, but specifically you're only focusing on women, but also specifically you have to do medical care of those people outside of the office too.
I think that's important though, right?
The whole thing.
Because like women have so many more things that can fuck them over compared to men, so they need a doctor specifically for. Hopefully those doctors also like are like because we hear so many things from people where they're like their women's pain isn't taken seriously when they try to diagnose it. So could they just what is it, OB-GYN? How do you pronounce it?
I think I made a tweet about this one time too. So I say OB-GYN. I mean, a lot of other people say OB-GYN. Some people say gyne.
Gynecologist.
I had an attending that was from the Bahamas, and he said gynae. So I don't know. Man.
So whenever somebody wants to get diagnosed, could they go to a gynecologist to ask for a diagnosis, or is that not how it works? Like they can't do that.
Wait, a diagnosis of what? What are we talking about?
Like if I'm trying to explain it in a way because this is the ignorant me asking. So when there's a lot, from what I've heard, there's a lot of trouble where sometimes a woman will try to get a diagnosis of them, like maybe they're not feeling well for certain reasons, and like occasionally somebody won't take them seriously with the things that they say, with the like diagnosis that they're trying to give, like here are my symptoms. They get told they're sensitive or something like that. Could they go to a gynecologist and would they be able to give them a diagnosis, or is that like a completely different thing?
This would be a great question for Kyle.
This is definitely a woman's perspective question. I mean, we have a lot of women in the chat that can probably answer too.
I would say like gynecologists should be able to address the spectrum of women's health that includes things like urinary issues and, you know, psychological issues as well. Just because that I think is going to be something that's inherent to treating their patient population. And if those things aren't adequately being addressed by their primary care doctor, then a patient should be able to address these things with their gynecologist. And a gynecologist should feel comfortable with treating those things within their scope of practice. Like even if it's not like pregnancy or ovarian PCOS or something, like it's not really their thing, but I think it would be adjacent enough that it would be appropriate. Whereas like if one of my patients came to me and was like, hey, like I really like you, I don't want to see my gynecologist anymore, can you be my gynecologist? I'm gonna be like, no, absolutely not. Right. But a gynecologist, like if you have heart failure or something, like a gynecologist isn't going to treat that, right? So there are certain conditions, like if you had a stroke, like a gynecologist is not going to follow up with you for that. So there are just certain things that you're going to have to see a primary OB-GYN for, and you can always find another doctor, and all these things. So that's really all I would recommend if somebody feels like their issues are not being addressed adequately. Like you're not trapped with a doctor forever. Like you are more than free to go on Google, look up reviews, find a doctor, check with your insurance, see if they take your insurance, and go see them instead.
Okay. Now we know. She didn't even tell us what movie she went to watch, by the way. We don't even know. This was scheduled in advance. This was scheduled. I asked Cotton a month ago. I was like, hey, do you want to be on a sex ed stream with me and Saiken MD? And she was like, yeah. And I think the funniest thing, because I said this on stream already, I asked Cotton, I was like, hey, are you still good for Friday? And she was like, what do you mean? What's on Friday? And I was like, what do you mean? What do I mean? The sex ed stream, Cotton. And she was like, oh, I have a movie that day. And I was like, what do you mean you have a movie that day? And then she was like,
movie a month in advance.
Yeah. I was like, okay, well, are you still good? And she was like, what time? And then I was like, this is the time. And then she didn't respond for an entire day until I pinged her again, where I was like, hey, what time? And she was like, oh yeah, 7 p.m. I was like, what are you? What she said afterwards, I was like, hey, what time are you free? This is my time bumping to know what time your movie is. And she was like, oh, what are we doing? And I was like, Cotton, we're doing sex ed. How did you, what is going on? Bless her heart. Bless her heart. And then her computer got a fucking pouring rain on it.
Her roof collapsed and drenched her PC, and then the insurance people,
Love her.
Love her.
It was really funny. But yeah, I don't. This one, vaginismus.
Oh right, yeah.
You wrote it on the board.
I did write it on the board. Somebody wanted to talk about vaginismus. Okay, okay, there are two conditions that really refer to sexual pain. So there is dyspareunia, which really describes more of a symptom of pain with penetration, and then vaginismus is pain with penetration relating to a physical, a fundamentally physical issue. Like you cannot physically fit something into the vaginal canal. So dyspareunia can result from a medical issue, right? So if you have, vaginal atrophy from menopause, right, and you don't have enough estrogen in your system to keep your vaginal canal, lubricated enough, then that is dyspareunia, because that is a medical issue that is driving the pain, right? Vaginismus is a pain disorder that is a physical obstruction, or something is spasming inside the vaginal canal that's not leading to, penetration as intended. So, I mean, obviously this is linked to conditions like PTSD, right? Conditions with sexual trauma, generalized anxiety disorder, depression, and these sorts of things are going to cause these involuntary reflexes where people just will have painful reflexes upon penetration. So this is more of a psych kind of realm thing, but in terms of the physical tightness, the treatment actually is by using dilators, which, for lack of a better term, really are just gradually sized up dildos. And being able to slowly introduce these dilators into the vaginal canal to slowly open up the system, and more importantly, get the patient comfortable with the idea of, an object being inside the vaginal canal, like psychologically also helps relax those muscles to allow for, you know, penetration as intended.
Okay, so even sex can just be extremely painful.
Yeah, and mostly
Jesus.
those two are going to fall into vaginismus or dyspareunia. In my line of work, I mean, dyspareunia is the medical reason for it, so there's like something to treat, whether it's from menopause or from like vaginal atrophy or some other issue. Dyspareunia is something that you can medically address, and then vaginismus is something that's probably more of like a psychological issue that's causing physical effects and needs to be addressed, you know, physically.
Okay. Wow, nature just fucking hates women. Jesus Christ. I got nothing to say, man. That's just insane that's everything that could. There's so many little things that could randomly just ruin your fucking day, from anything, from like periods to endometriosis to fucking like PCOS, and now you can't even enjoy like any kind of sex, or else it'll just feel like incredible pain.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say vaginismus is as, you know, common as a condition like, you know, PCOS or endometriosis. I mean, those two are definitely a lot more commonly represented, and especially in people like our peers in that like 20s, late 20s, 30s range. I mean, that would be something that affects a lot of people.
Jesus Christ. Well, good to know now. Is that the like basics? Is there anything else, chat, that you can genuinely think of that's like, this is something that needs to be more known?
Can we talk about PMS? Oh God, I mean, there's PMDD. Oh my God, I don't.
Pokemon Mystery Dungeon.
This is a whole can of worms. Oh God, no, like premenstrual dysphoric disorder, which is like super premenstrual syndrome, like PMS.
Oh,
like that. This again, it would be great if Cotton were here.
It's okay. Let her enjoy her movie. She did great while she was here.
I'm not gonna be the man that explains PMS to chat.
You're explaining it to me mostly.
Don't make me do this.
What's awkward about it for you to explain it? Is it just because you're a man? Like, yeah, you can explain it, and then somebody in chat can just correct us. That's fine.
Okay, yeah, sure. I mean, so PMS is like when we were saying with the whole. All right, fine. I'm gonna say PMDD because at least that's like a more severe condition, so it doesn't look like I'm just talking to you about PMSing.
Okay.
Like people use PMSing as a verb, right? And it's just I'm having hormonal changes in my body, and it's really causing, you know, psychological issues that are very regular throughout my cycle, right? And these things are legitimate and constantly written off by men and male doctors as, you know, something that people should be just living with and dealing with. But no, like they don't have to. There's things that we can do to treat these things. So like, yes, with the surges of hormones and the fluctuations of hormones during that menstrual cycle, you know, bloating, pain, cramps, irritability, anger, like increased appetite, like all of these things can come on. Specifically, to call something PMS, like it needs to actually correlate with the cycle itself, and you need to demonstrate that these things don't happen when somebody is at a different point in their cycle, or like not even related to the cycle at all, right? Because you want to make sure that you're not diagnosing a psychiatric condition as PMS, right? Because then they would just actually have a psychiatric condition instead.
Is this kind of used as like, do people, I saw someone in the chat say that this is like used as a way to insult somebody, or boys make nasty insults. Is this like dismissive to people's emotions where they're like, you have PMS or something?
Like I think, yeah, that is how it's used. I think like as a pejorative, like, oh, we can't have a female president because they would like nuke Iran if, you know, they were PMSing or something. Like, hello, we're drone striking places anyway.
That's
we
so
captured Maduro
stupid.
Anyway.
That's such a
like...
dumb. That's such a dumb argument for that.
Yeah, like every single time a woman is mad, like they just blame it on their period and then blah blah blah. So
They blame it
I
on something
mean,
they don't even understand. You know what's
yeah.
that's so stupid. It's very unfortunate that, well, it's fortunate and unfortunate because we have so many people in the chat, but at the same time, there's also like there's so many women in the chat, but we need more men to be the ones who even learn about this kind of thing.
Hey, my audience is usually 50-50. I mean,
Same. I just don't know the 50% of men that watch me here right now
I know we needed somebody with like a 99% male audience.
to be on this one. Yeah, maybe next
Yeah.
time if we do this again, we should bring on somebody that mainly has a male audience.
Like only has like just I'm gonna get crucified for this, but like get like somebody from like Via Lure or something, where like only men, like men who really need this sort of education.
I think it's important. I think it's a good thing to know. I know I have a lot of friends that mainly have male. I think a lot of VTubers have mostly male audiences. Not
like,
me though, not you either.
Yeah, I mean, like I thought it was this stereotype that it's like male VTubers only have female audiences and female VTubers only have male audiences.
It depends. There's probably reasons why I have 50-50.
Well, yeah, and then yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of reasons why I might be 50-50 in my audience. I don't know. I'm just putting it out there.
Second, I would really love it if you discussed intersex people. They're far more common than people think, and many of them suffer from medical abuse. Trying to fix them. Yeah, so I mean, I guess yeah, that's all we can talk about for PMDD.
That can be our last question. I can free you after that then.
you treat it mostly like it was a psychiatric issue, but I mean, there are other medications like estrogens that can help with those symptoms. So it's not like all psychiatric. Okay, Joel, do you actually know like the medical definition of intersex?
Is it a hormone thing?
No.
Then I don't think I do.
Okay.
I do know that when people are born, don't they all start as specifically one like what is it? Everyone is born as a woman or something, and then they change?
Yeah, basically. So when we all start life, regardless of if you have an X chromosome or a Y chromosome, you start out in this default, fetal stage. And when you're developing your genitals, like you either have two X chromosomes that develop you into a female, or you have a fuck ass Y chromosome that carries like the SRY gene, and it completely fucks the entire pathway that your body was about to take, and your things start differentiating into male characteristics. So this is why men still have nipples even though they don't really do anything. It's because they were developed in the womb as a female, about to be a female fetus, until the Y chromosome fucked things up. This is why our scrotum has that scrotal raphe, that little stitch line on it, and why our testicles are analogous to the ovaries. These things all shared like the same common developmental pathway, and then ultimately the Y chromosome during development changed the trajectory of that, so those parts got repurposed into what the male parts are. So like the glands of the penis, the tip of the penis is analogous to the clitoris. The scrotum is analogous to the labia. The testes are analogous to the ovaries, and all those sorts of things. Fuck ass Y chromosome, exactly.
Maybe I should have asked more about the parts of a vagina. I'm just realizing you're saying things. I'm like, maybe I should have asked more specifics on that, so I know so I don't look stupid. Well, I mean, that's the whole point of this stream, is it's okay to look stupid if you're learning.
Yeah, it's fine.
No, I know that they're the flaps. I just like didn't know medically anything else about it.
Yeah. The flaps, were flaps, but if you had a Y chromosome driving you during development, those flaps would actually come together and stitch together. And inside that little pouch, you wouldn't have ovaries there. You would have testes that descended and went into the scrotum.
That's the zipper part that you were saying.
Yeah, so that's why we have like a zipper and stuff.
Okay. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And that's where the Y chromosome is basically what kind of starts us off. This is what has to do with intersex here.
Yes. So basically, the point that I'm trying to get at is the only way like babies in the womb are differentiated from is from having a fuck ass Y chromosome. And the Y chromosome, traditionally, if all of your, development and, cell division went normally, would either make you XX or XY. Intersex specifically is now this umbrella term, which, previously were really only called things like hermaphrodism or hermaphrodite, which has definitely just become like an incorrect term now. But things that would describe people with disorders or differences in sexual development, which I think is called DSD. Like that's actually like a thing. But if you have any other combination of genes, right? So like XXY, XXXY, or X0, as in you only have one copy of an X chromosome and you don't have anything else, your body can drive development in ways that are not commonly, classified in this binary of XX and XY. So like things like Klinefelter syndrome, androgen insensitivity syndrome, the hydroxylase, the 17, 11, and 21 hydroxylase deficiencies, Turner syndrome, like I was talking about before, like all of these different conditions can exist where somebody might just not have what's classically defined as a 46XX or 46XY chromosome and will have like a development that is, essentially unique to whatever karyotype that they have. And I think I forgot what the comment was saying, but the comment was saying, like how people are trying, or doctors historically have treated this like by trying to force them down, one of those XX or XY paths when, essentially they are, a completely different karyotype that needs to be treated like a unique person, which historically has not been done.
Okay. So
there is a pretty, I think the most like, have you watched House?
I have watched a little bit of House, mainly from clips though.
Okay, there's one episode that's like pretty bad, like early 2000s, pretty bad. The episode's called Skin Deep. It is season 2, episode 13. Yeah, and it's like a teenage model. She's a 15-year-old model, and the whole point is that she's like a supermodel, and she's blonde, blue-eyed, beautiful, and everything. And
I think I saw a clip from this.
Disease. Yeah, and she's like ultra feminized. They talk about her breasts a lot. They talk about how she seduced her dad. But in reality, I mean, she had testicular cancer because she had androgen insensitivity syndrome, which the old way of calling it, I think, was like male pseudo hermaphroditism. But basically is that genetically she was male, but because her body did not respond to testosterone like how, our bodies normally would, none of those male characteristics, manifested through puberty, and essentially only the estrogenized, unopposed estrogen effect, manifested in her throughout puberty. But because during development she still had testicles, those testicles were causing cancer, and those were causing her symptoms. The way she was treated in the episode was absolutely fucking terrible.
Why'd they treat the victim like badly?
Yeah, I mean, it was like a I am a surgeon moment, but she's like naked, like holding the blanket. She's like, I'm a woman, look at me, blah blah blah. It's bad.
Ew.
And like it was like, yeah, it was a very like early 2000s moment.
Jesus Christ.
But I mean, yeah, so like complete androgen insensitivity syndrome, like obviously the patient identifies as female and everything, but just because genetically they have a 46XY set of chromosomes and testicular cancer, like House just starts, calling them a man and all these things and using male pronouns, and it's pretty bad.
Ew.
Like, that's a great example of how not to treat intersex patients.
Yeah, because it's not like a binary yes or no. It's a completely different perspective, right? Like it's a different, you said, karyotype completely.
Yeah, so like even though their genes and their karyotype and whatever showed that they had a Y chromosome and they had testicles inside, like they still identified as a woman and presented as a woman, and
And as a doctor, you also have to treat them completely differently.
Right, and this gets into trans healthcare as well, which is a little outside of the realm of intersex. But I mean, again, you're treating the medical issues that are relevant to their biology, right? Like trans men, you know, still need to undergo breast cancer screenings, and like guidelines exist based on like what, you know, parts are there that are at risk for developing cancer, right? Not necessarily what you present as. For this question about how are intersex patients, you know, treated, I mean, again, it's not like you're trying to classify them into, you know, either a male or a female group. It's just you need to treat them based on like what they are uniquely to them, right? So you don't need to, you know, try to force, you know, a male or a female lifestyle or a treatment onto them, but it's just like understanding like what they have first,
what they need, right? Like how you need to treat them, rather than like try to put them in I guess trying to treat them as a man or a woman. You have to treat them with that, I keep forgetting the word, karyotype, right? Or you have to treat them based on the what is it, based on the amount of chromosome, or not the amount, the type of chromosome they have.
Yeah, like if they have XX or XY, I mean, regardless, or are we talking about intersex patients or trans patients? I forget.
I think we're talking about intersex right now specifically.
Right. I mean, it's just you have to treat them based on like what their symptoms are manifesting, right? Like if somebody has undescended testicles, I have to treat them for testicular cancer, like screen them for testicular cancer, right? If somebody, you know, has a uterus, regardless of what they identify as, I mean, I need to make sure that uterus is functioning or is not going to be a cancer risk, or, you know, they're not having periods still. Like I need to treat them like they are a uterus having person and not try to classify them into like a man or woman sort of binary.
Like what House did.
Right, exactly. Like as soon as he saw the testicles, he was like, he's actually he's.
Okay, I don't know. Those writers really just wanted to make him smug, and they chose the worst things to be smug about, I think.
Dude, the first couple of House, I mean, there's the one where like Chase kisses that kid. Like, I've watched House like 8 times over. Like, it is a terrible medical show, but it is like extremely entertaining as a drama. But like, there some of the early seasons like kind of sus.
The only other thing I remember from House is just him mentioning Pokemon once, and that was like the original reason any of his clips started popping up on my fucking YouTube.
The Arceus name drop?
Yeah, the Arceus
like,
name
it's
drop.
Pronounced Arceus?
That was also
Arceus?
that's a little debate. I mean, it depends on what you want. Pokemon names are stupid.
It's pronounced Arceus? Well, I mean, if you go by Japanese, it's like
no, that's stupid. Rayquaza or Quaza? Nah.
It's Arceus, so it's they didn't want Arceus.
Well, their names are different in the first place. There's Japanese names and there's English names.
Yeah, but certain names are just directly like translated. Like Shaman is Shaman in, you know, English and Japanese.
Well, I'm going to pronounce it how I want to pronounce it.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to pronounce it the way I want to, and people can correct it, and I will ignore them, and that's fine. Well, I think that was most of the questions that I had, and I think these are pretty like good questions for people to know. Do you think there's anything else, or I think that should be a good wrap-up point is question 7.
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, we definitely went a lot further than I was expecting to go. But like I just thought we were gonna be talking about like basics and stuff, but I mean, everybody seemed to have some pretty nuanced questions. So I mean, I don't mind talking about this stuff. Again, it's just like
you feel like you're not qualified for it.
I'm not, like, I get it. I'm a licensed physician. I am qualified, but it's like for somebody to be educating you guys, like, 1, I'm not a gynecologist.
Not your
and
field.
2, I'm a man. Like, it just feels weird. I know you guys might not think it's weird, but like for me, it still feels very weird. So.
It's like a perspective issue for you, and like it's like this isn't what I specialized in, kind of thing.
Right. Like if you wanted to talk about like diabetes, heart failure, kidney disease, like hell yeah. But it's just the fact that we're talking about women's health, and it's like I'm a male man doctor.
I got a shin splint if you want to talk about that. Like I haven't done.
Hell yeah.
I haven't thought about that in like years. It comes out when I exercise.
Bands. Oh, anatomy.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming on and teaching everyone. I really do appreciate it. I feel like these are things that I should have known a long time ago. And I just never got a chance to learn about it and didn't really know when to push myself to learn about it on my own. So I'm glad I was able to use streaming as an excuse to be able to do this.
Yeah, no problem. I mean, this is something that like I've been feeling very strongly about, the past, I would say, like year. I mean, so just long story short, like I started streaming, as a face cam streamer, like when I was in med school after I graduated college, and that was just like a way I could stay in touch with my friends. When I graduated medical school and I became a VTuber, I really didn't, expect anything grandiose from it. But, as I was going through residency and as I was growing my channel as Saiken, like I thought, there really is a need for proper education in this space, or I'm not just gonna let people run with making fucking ovulation trackers without even understanding what the difference between ovulation and menstruation is. I mean, personally for me, like I think I did like a PowerPoint presentation stream and it got featured on like Iron Mouse's channel last year, and I think at that point like my follower account really increased, and then I was like, like medical education is something that I am passionate about, and uniquely being able to do it as a VTuber is just reaching a new audience that most like sort of doctor educational content creators wouldn't be able to reach. So I mean that's kind of something that I've been really working on the past year, and applying to things like the YouTube Health Creator program and getting my license verified on my channel, and fingers crossed one day being the first VTuber to get license verification on the YouTube Health Partner would be cool. That's just like, I think this is the direction that I want to take with my brand right now, and see where it takes me. So
well, I'm happy for you. Is there like you said that you had a couple of different videos recorded with L Yum Princess. Are they related to this? Do you want to like be able to post them or anything? Can we post them in the chat right now?
Oh yeah, I mean it's the same ones that I posted on Twitter, but I can just I put them on my YouTube channel. I don't really expect those ones to get big. I'm working with like a production
feel free to
company.
Post them on YouTube. Post the YouTube links.
I have some right here. So like 1, 2.
And these
3.
are kind of related to the things that we talked about today, or are these completely different?
No, it's the one. So one is pelvic anatomy, like female pelvic
I should probably
anatomy.
look at that one.
The other is contraceptives, and the other one is emergency contraceptives. So,
birth control. That would have been a good topic, actually.
Can you group these links? Damn. But anyway, yeah. So like I'm trying to aim my YouTube channel more towards long form content. I'm working with like a production company on that. The YouTube Health Creators program is kind of like applying for YouTube Partner. Like you need a certain amount of like watch hours and stuff. So like for 2026, like that's kind of my big goal.
Yeah, then promote the fucking YouTube links. Why were you posting Twitter earlier?
Well, because I mean, it's weird because it's like I'm a lot bigger on Twitter than I am on YouTube. But
promote
Twitter
it on YouTube so you can get the verification.
License. So yeah, so I'm working on more videos, and not just like ASMR gooner bait videos. Like I'm actually like making medical education content and like trying to get things out. So even if there's not much on the channel right now, eventually this year there'll be a lot more.
No, I've been liking what you do with L. I think that's a good way of getting people, especially in this space at least, to pay attention to the medical education.
All the links together, because like
there you go. That's better. I should have asked about birth control. It's fine. Well, we'll talk about it next time. We should probably do another one of these because it's kind of nice to be able to spread this around, I guess.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Well, Saiken, thank you so much for coming on. And Cotton, even though she's not here, thank you for coming on and being a part of this. It's important to be able to get the perspective of somebody with like a medical degree, and specifically, well, just being an MD, and then also somebody that actually goes through the perspective who's also a doctor. Actually, I would have been interested in talking to her about traditional Chinese medicine too. That was kind of interesting. But yeah, thank you so much for coming on. You got anything that you want to promote besides these?
No, not for now. I'm working on a lot, better, like more substantive videos. So keep an eye out on the YouTube channel in like the next couple of months, and we'll really start taking off. Once we're pumping out content. All
right, hell yeah! Thank you so much for coming on. I guess I can drop the charade.
I'm gonna sign off my stream too.
Yeah. Do you want to can you like walk off this That way it like looks roleplay. Help my editor. Like, just walk to the right. Just walk to the right.
All right, have a good one.
Oh wait, I control you. Why am I making you do this? Never mind.
Oh fuck! All right.
There you go. He's going. Wow. There he goes. Oh fuck! I can't like push you further.
All right, I'm getting off this call. Cotton left the call. She left the group chat.
No.
Oh my god. All right, whatever. I'm gonna jump off the call. All right.
Thank you. Bye. And there you go, chat. That was Sex Ed with CottontailVA and Saiken MD. I feel like I've definitely learned a lot more from this. I feel like this is kind of important to do. We know a little bit more about women now, and I'm pretty proud of this. I'm pretty proud of what we did here. I do. Maybe next time we schedule a little bit nicer. That way we get Cotton in for longer, because I didn't realize all the questions I was asking towards the end there were mainly like questions that should have been saved for when Cotton was with us. I didn't even realize that. I didn't even think about that. Now, how do we end the shared chat? Now how do I end the shared chat? Oh well. Teehee. I actually don't know how to do this. Is it stream together? Leave. I think I did it. Did I do it? Oh, there we go. Thank you guys so much, YouTube. If this actually gets even possible to put on YouTube, genuinely, this is an educational content stream. No idea if YouTube is going to allow this to be uploaded, even if we censor certain topics. No clue. Hopefully it does. Hopefully it'll work out, because I think this is kind of an important thing to have. And I think it's kind of interesting to be able to learn about these things and put it out there. So, YouTube, if you enjoyed this, make sure to go check out Saiken and Cottontail. And thank you so much for watching. If you want to see any of my other videos, maybe non-education standard videos, you can check out the playlists here, my channel here. You can check out Saiken's channel if you want to educate yourself even more. You can check out Cotton's channel if you want to see more stuff like what I do, where it's just kind of, we're just funny and cool and content creators, I guess. Thanks for watching. Have a good rest of your day. And treat people right. Women are already getting fucked over by nature. Maybe be a little bit nicer. All right. Bye, YouTube. And hello, chat. Hi. Let me send them both a nice message for coming onto my stream. Let me just write a nice message. And I'll send Cotton a message too. Give me a second. There we go. All right, sent the messages. That was fun. That was a good time. Hey, congratulations. Now I know how some of this stuff works. Oh my God. I did not know like any of that, dude. I don't know where you would even learn about it. Also, let me take down the walls. Hold on. Doink. 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 There it goes. I did set up for it to be like put in, but I don't know. I don't know what happened. Thank you for educating yourself. Yeah, of course. I felt like it was a necessary thing to kind of have. Sharing with people here that most likely didn't know about it either. Was there anyone else that was learning in the chat today? I know a lot of you, like, I do have a 50% women base. So a lot of you may have already known about this. There's also the trans men that probably knew about it already. So this is kind of like important to share with the people that just wouldn't know or they didn't learn about it. Whatever you got, whatever you identify as, it's important to be able to know these kind of health things and health risks, as well as just like, you know, anatomy, because I didn't know shit about that. Everyone was laughing about the double hole thing. Everyone was like, God damn, the education system is horrible, like laughing in horror at it. But it's good to know. It's good to be able to educate myself and know about these kinds of things. I mean, I could have been like, haha, I know about everything here, and lied and pretended like I knew about these things, or pretended like I understood STIs or like vaginas in general or any of that. But then I wouldn't really be learning. So kind of opening myself up to these kind of jokes is important to be able to like know about this kind of thing. It's much better. It's much better than just pretending, you know? We probably will do another one of these in the future. I think this is really good, and I'm happy that we did. I'm happy that we did. I'm impressed with how you handled the topic of intersex people. I mean, like, a bunch of VTubers that I know are intersex. I think they mentioned it before, and I never really understood what that meant. So it's kind of important to be able to know. I don't really see it as a big deal. I mean, you're a little bit more unique, but that's mainly the only thing that makes it different is how you talk to a doctor. It doesn't really change how I act around you, or it doesn't change your identity. Like, I'm not gonna fucking treat you differently. That's something for you and your doctor to care about, not me. Why would I give a shit? That'd be really stupid for me to treat it differently. That's so dumb. Anything like that is just like, that's what your doctor needs to know for your treatments, not what other people need to know that are hanging out with you on a daily basis. Like, I don't give a fuck if you're intersex. I'm not the one who's going to be treating you if you have any like diagnosable things. Like, I'm not your doctor. I'm not rooting around in there to make sure you don't fucking die. Like, I'm just there to, I'm a homie. It's not my job. Like, that's stupid. And it's dumb that anyone would like hyperfixate on that. Because, like, why do you care? You're not a doctor. I mean, that's how I see. That's how I see it. Hopefully most people see it that way, because I don't really understand any perspective where you would give a shit. And if you do give a shit, maybe look at yourself in the mirror and ask why you care. You know what I mean? Like, it's a little stupid. And plus, you know, I feel like it's important for me to know that. I mean, like, so many of the people in my life, like I said, are women or have, you know, vaginas, coochies. So it's kind of important to be able to, like, I don't know, at least know, at least have the empathy, at least have the basic knowledge about them. Thank you for the 6 months. Is it Kate Sith? I know that there's every time I say this, I always feel like I'm pronouncing it wrong, because I know that there's a specific pronunciation and it's not how it's spelled. It's not how it's spelled. It always fucks me up. Have some understanding mostly. Yeah. I want to be able to understand and, you know, throw that empathy out there. Because if I don't, then it's like, well, everyone know, a lot of people know already about male anatomy. It's kind of important to be able to throw it out there. It's not Cat Sith. I'm pretty sure it's not Kate Sith. Like, there's a way to pronounce it. That is not how it's spelled. Ket She is how it's pronounced. Really? Jesus Christ. I feel like I'm getting fucked up lately. We're playing Seance of Blake Manor, and that has so much, like, the Irish in that, the Irish accents in that are fucking me up. Like, I don't know how to pronounce anything. K She is the easiest pronunciation. Approximation. Jesus Christ. Nah, let's do male anatomy anyway, but there's still stuff that I don't know. I mean, probably. Like, I'm sure that there's stuff about male anatomy that I don't fucking know either. But like that's something that at least I have skin deep knowledge of versus like women. Be good to know both sides, of course, of course. This isn't me like disincluding men and male like health or anatomy or such like that, or like masculine anatomy. Like I'm not disincluding that, dude. I still get called a misogynist because I get called a misandrist because I said that Silent Hill F is like gonna be scarier for women than it is gonna be for men. Dude, some people got really fucking mad about that. There's some dumb people on the internet. There's so many dumb people on the internet. Jesus Christ. Do we do fan art today? No, I'm gonna probably save that for Monday. I keep forgetting that we have another stream tomorrow. It feels like the end of the week. It really does feel like the end of the week. We got a whole other stream tomorrow. Dumb people on the internet? No way. Oh boy. Oh boy. Hi Jazz, welcome on. You missed the sex ed. You missed all the sexual education. We learned about everything. Did you guys like the background, by the way? Did you guys like the setup that I had for it? I feel like that was really good. I really liked the background. Alfie, your mother, the person who made the chat model, they did the art for the chat model. They did this all within the night. They did this literally like overnight. Also, I want you guys to know this. I feel like somebody's gonna get mad that I didn't do this. I was originally gonna start the stream off with this little guy. I was gonna start the stream off like this, but I didn't. I think the reason why I didn't want to do that was because it would have been a funny opening joke, but then I would have to like immediately swap out, right? And it wouldn't have like, I mean, it fits with the background, but it doesn't fit with their models. Look at him. Hi. Hello. I felt like I wanted to be a little bit more serious about this, because I wanted to set the tone to make this not like jokey, because sex ed already is kind of seen as a joke to a lot of men when you go through sex ed as a kid, and everyone like laughs and they're like, haha, you said sex, you said vagina, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of important to take it a little bit seriously. Don't get me wrong, if this becomes a video, if this gets a YouTube video, I'm absolutely gonna tell them to use this PNG at the start, because I think it'd be funny, and if we make the video entertaining, it'll also keep people's interest in watching and learning. But you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? It's important to do. And I agree with Saiken, where he's like, yeah, sex ed when you're a kid isn't really, like, nobody really pays attention, but it's more important to have it in high school rather than, like, I don't know, middle school. And I agree. I think maybe it's a little bit more important to push sex ed to when you're in high school, when people are starting to pay more attention to that kind of thing, about your health, about body parts, about sex, about the you know, anatomy of each other. I think that's an important thing. I think that's an important thing to have. You know what I mean? Oops. Sorry, I fell. But yeah, no, that's it's good to do. I have not eaten anything all day, by the way. I had a banana to start my day with, and I have not had food since I woke up. So I actually have to order food. I actually really have to order food. I'm so fucking hungry, dude. Oh my god. I had a pizza yesterday from Little Caesars, and it was genuinely the fucking best pizza I've had in so long, and I don't know why. It's like, I don't know what happened. Little Caesars like changed the category. Like, they got better. I don't know what they did, but it was so amazing. Go eat king and not pussy if possible. I've never had sex in my life. And I'm not afraid to say that. It's something that I'm ashamed of. I have literally been on one date in my entire life, and I do not plan to go on any more. Like, I'm good. I'm cool. I'm chill, dude. I was busy. People were like hanging out, when I was in school, they were like, yeah, we fucking, and I was busy playing Halo Reach on my fucking Xbox, dude. They were out there spreading diseases with their no knowledge about anatomy or like anything about safety because our sex ed system sucked. And I was busy playing Halo Reach on my Xbox 360. What was the movie you saw anyways? Oh yes, The Date Story. I've said this before. I went on a date once and I had a whole plan for the date where I was gonna do the yawn thing and be like, and then wrap my arm around them, right? And then instead of doing that, I got really focused on the movie and eating my popcorn that I just completely ignored them the entire movie. And the shitty thing about this is that I don't remember what the fucking movie was. Cause like, I don't remember watching any good movies in theaters. Like, I don't remember going to a movie theater and then being like, oh, I really enjoyed this movie. I just remember getting really into the movie. And I don't know if that was out of nervousness because it was like a first time going out, or if it was because I really liked the movie. But I don't remember the movie. But this was like a long time ago, dude. This was like when I was in high school. Empress, and thank you everyone for the raids during the education stream. I really do appreciate it. Empress Knight, Varisha, Grinzon, thank you guys for the raids. You have a big dick, a big heart, even bigger wallet. Ulysses, thank you for the raid. I really do appreciate it. Tokeny, I saw the raids, didn't want to interrupt Saiken when he was doing his doctoring. So thank you guys for the raids. Welcome to the stream, Raiders. Hope you're having a nice night. Thank you for coming by. My name is PorcelainMaid. I used to be a sexy sack of man meat before I died, and my soul got trapped inside the body of a sexier female doll. Follow for 3 extra inches to your dick size. Your dick would go from here to here just by following the stream. Thank you for coming by. Hi. But yeah, no, it was a good time that we were able to do this, you know? I agree. I don't think being a virgin is embarrassing because having sex doesn't make you necessarily cooler or better than anyone, because why would it? Like, what? Like, who cares? I don't need to I don't need to define myself by that. And I don't intend to. I don't define other people by that. Like, I don't think about if people have sex all the time. Like, I don't go around asking my friends, like, oh, have you had sex? Like, sure, it can make for a funny joke. Like, you can probably joke about it at the expense of another person. And most of the time, people are like, haha, that was funny. Not a big deal. But, like, it's not going to change how you see a person. That's stupid. It's a dumb thing. Like, you can still have opinions about things as long as they're not, like, pervasive or dumb or harmful, you know? Like, I may not have, like, I don't know. I'm not gonna define somebody by that. That's silly. Like, I was doing other things that I really enjoyed, and I don't regret playing Halo when I was a kid rather than going around fucking. Not that I would. I did not take care of myself as a kid. I was not I had to glow up after college. For the first, like, I don't know, 21 years of my life, I was fucking not attractive, and then I glowed up, and then I had my glow up. So probably would have been better if I had my glow up when I was younger. That way I could at least look attractive when I was in school. Whatever, it's fine. I can look attractive when I'm never showing my face and staying inside all the time. That's totally worth. Dude, the fact that I had a glow up and then just locked myself inside of my house for the rest of my life is insane. Like, oh yeah, now I'm attractive now that I don't go outside and never see anyone, and I stay in, and my job is to not show my face on the internet. Cool. What a power move. Yeah, now that I'm attractive, I don't go outside or show my face. Cool, great job. Glowed up for what? Glowed up to feel good about myself, but not show it off. Anyways, everyone else going to bed. Sleep well. Thanks for coming by. Lore accurate. Neku is there. Neku used to watch me when I was a facecam streamer. And then as soon as I stopped doing facecam is when I started coincidentally just working on making myself look better, because when I was a VTuber, I'd call myself the bisexual's wet dream, you know? It was definitely like a self-conscious thing. Like me saying, hey, I'm the bisexual's wet dream. I'm really attractive and cool and sexy. You know, I'm a cool guy. You should watch my VTuber streams. Made me more self-conscious, which is what pushed me to look better. You know, all the exercises and you know, skincare and fashion and haircuts, etc. Mm-hmm. Impressing yourself is the most important thing to have. I agree. Now, I literally say it sometimes where I'm having a really good day. I tell chat like, oh, I look really good today, so I'm feeling really happy. And I think that's important, you know, look good, feel good. I'll have days where I look like shit and I'm like, guys, I hate how I look right now. And it's like nobody knows what I look like, but it can definitely affect my mood. That's why I try to look good. He's so chicken coated right now. What the fuck about me is cock coated? What are you even saying? What are you even saying? What? Jesus Christ. Slay. I hope Cotton wasn't sad about the one diversity hire joke that slipped out from I don't know if I said it or if it was Saiken who said it. I sent her a nice message. When she left, I couldn't tell if it was a bit or not, so I felt really bad. So I sent her a message. But I think I don't know. I don't want to make assumptions. I sent her a nice message saying that I really do appreciate you coming on and opening up about your perspective. I do feel bad that she left and then I started asking questions that would have been perfect for her. Oh, no, I'm sure she wasn't upset about it legitimately, but she would tell me if she was, hopefully. She did say before the stream started that she was super tired today. So that might also be a part of it. I love making myself pretty for myself. Yeah. My mom would always come to my house and be like, what are you wearing pants for? What are you wearing like your nice clothes for? Are you going out? And I'm like, no, I just want to look good. Little creature. Hi, Ophi. This motherfucker is one of the people that should have been watching. There's one of our male representations. Ophi, go watch the VOD. Educate yourself on the female anatomy. Grabs you. Go learn about endometriosis. I caught a bit of it. I'm grabbing all the men in my chat and being like, I'm having you watch all of this. Ophi knows a lot about female anatomy. I've seen his art. I should watch some of those videos with Yum Princess. By the way, Yum Princess was also one of the candidates that I was going to put on this stream. And I do still think that I want to put them on a sex ed stream at some point because they are fantastic. And also, my God, I love their voice. I found out about them a while ago from just like a random goofy video they made. Really cool. I mean, all the people that I decided that I was going to have on, when I was thinking about having like a woman's perspective on the stream, my immediate thought was, okay, who are the people that would probably fit this the best? And I thought of all my friends that have done sex work before. And I was like, okay, well, I consider you guys probably super educational about this kind of topic. So it's probably important to you. Not realizing that literally every like woman probably has knowledge about these things because it's important. But if I had any like sexual questions about like STIs, I think it's important to have somebody that works in the sex industry at least. Mm-hmm. Sex ed 102 instead of 101. Oh my God. I have an ace friend who's not afraid to share her blood moon scenario. Blood moon scenario? The zipper on the balls. Jesus Christ. Yeah, no, I got it. Now I know what I think the main thing for me was knowing what a period was and the menstrual cycle. I think that was the biggest thing that I didn't know about, was that specifically. And now like menopause too is so much more clear to me. Time for hyper specific sex jokes from now on. Time for incredibly specific sex jokes now that I've learned about it, that only my women viewers are gonna know. Women viewers and trans men. Trans mask. I had an ace coworker in a poly relationship who almost had a kid and was intersex to boot. I learned so much tangentially from them. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like a lot of the people that I learn about this stuff from are either from chat or from friends that maybe have more experience. Yes, we did ask about the age for menopause and how young menopause is considered around 44. But it still probably could happen at any age. It's just more rare. Yeah, the are you on your period thing when women are mad, that is insane. The are you on your period thing when somebody with a vagina is mad is insane. I agree. I've been thinking about that because I remember that was also, it used to be used in sitcoms. But like, it was always such a deafening silence every time somebody would try to say that. Because it was always during an argument. And it was never played for laughs. So I was always like, why the fuck even bring it up in the first place? It's so dumb. And now also the ovulation tracker is a lot grosser to me. Now that I know that it was supposed to be tracking for when somebody's horny. That's gross. That's a lot grosser to me now. I thought it was like a weird like fetish for like periods, and it still is, but now that I know, it feels kind of like, I don't want to say it feels like manipulation. I don't know what the right word for it is. It just feels gross. Like, are you gonna only watch those people when they're horny? Like, it's a little icky. Maybe if you're a guy that doesn't know anything about it, you look at it and you're like, haha, that's funny. But like, it's kind of gross. Yeah, invasion of privacy a little bit. Mad sus. It's mad sus. So do women, like, do you track your menstrual period or the menstrual cycle? Is that important? I mean, I'm sure it's important to track, right? Is it like, what is the point of tracking it? Just so you know when it's gonna happen? It's not like I need to do certain things. It's like, I just need to know when it does happen, so I'm not like, you know, at a fucking, like, I'm not in a circus or something. Like, I'm not going out to a party when it hits. That kind of thing. Like, it's specifically for scheduling and your own benefit, right? So you don't get scared by it, or it doesn't jump scare you. Okay. A warrior needs to prep for war, Joel. The lioness needs to prep for her dinner, for her war. Let me go back to my model. I almost clicked on the male model. I almost doxed the male model. By the way, male model, February 14th or February 28th. One of those two options. Male model. Keep it in your fucking head. Male model. Porcelain male model. PorcelainMaid male model. PorcelainMaid male model. February 14th or February 28th. In between that time range is when it's going to happen. I'm sorry that I don't have an exact time range for you. February 14th or February 28th. Those are the 2 days that it could happen. February 14th or February 28th. Depending on what gets done. Do you understand? Here is my goal. I am telling this to you right now. I want the male model debut to at least give me like 10 to 50 new average viewers. That's all I want. If I can get that, I'll be happy. Spread it around. Male model is happening this month, February 14th, February 28th. That's all I'm getting for it. I spent a lot of time and money on this, and I don't want it to be like, haha, he's in the limelight for 2 weeks. I want at least like a small bump to average viewership. And I don't care if somebody is like, cringe, he's saying viewers. I don't give a shit. I want it. I spent a lot of money and effort into making this cool, and I'm really excited about it. And we spent a lot of time doing the design and staring at hot webtoon men, which is actually, I don't know how well that is. We are going to make another outfit for it in the future where I kind of push my like, I love the outfit that we have, but I want to push it even further and make it more Nutcracker-ish in the future. But yes, I'm going to keep promoting it. I should have promoted it during the collab portion of this. But male model, February 14th or 28th. Debut happening. Are you still thinking of doing it on YouTube? Yeah. Yeah. I have to just prep Jane for the for the VOD for like either an archive or like how it's going to be uploaded. I think for YouTube, I think we will maybe archive the VOD channel, or maybe I'll do like specific events on multi-stream. Not 100% sure. I would really like to do the debut in multi-stream to YouTube. It's just sometimes when I think about it, I'm like, well, the VOD channel is doing pretty well right now. So what we can do, because YouTube VODs on your main channel don't get split properly. Like you can't, well, no, you do split the VOD. I'll have to talk about it again. You saying that opens up a can of worms in my brain still. I think it is good just to archive the VOD channel, but at the same time, I really like the VOD channel, and I think I like how the VOD channel is set up with all the playlists and everything, and it's just a lot cleaner. But still, are we moving to YouTube? No, multi-stream. Like how I'm streaming to Twitter right now, but I'm also streaming to Twitch. No offense, Twitter. I don't really, you guys don't have a chat because I don't want to hear what you, I don't want to hear what you have to say. If you have something to say, come to Twitch. I'm not listening. I'm not looking at a fucking Twitter chat. You come to Twitch, all right? I'm not talking to you motherfuckers there. This is a Twitch stream. There's Alfie. Alfie, the set is so good. I can't believe you did this within a night, dude. It's so impressive. Genuinely did a great job. Really like it. I really do. But yeah, no, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing for YouTube. But the main thing is we ignore that and we just focus on getting, we pump those numbers up for the male model debut. If you are a streamer, please raid me. I'm just going to say it. I'm not even going to fucking like pretend and beat around the bush. No. I would appreciate raids in my debut. Everyone. If you're watching this in the future, if you're a streamer that was like, oh, he did a sex ed stream, I'm going to go randomly click. And then you hear me talking about this. Help me. Thank you. This is my cry for help. I would appreciate it. I want to see if I can gain any new viewers from the male model. I am being healthier. I've been exercising. I've been learning how to draw. I've been making sure that I stay on top of things, and like I've been Google spreadsheeting my income and purchases, and I've been just doing my best to make this year a healthy year for myself and have everything with a healthy mindset, and talk to my chat and like stream and take days off to make sure that I'm just being an overall better person and healthier person, which is why I'm doing sub goals. I'm trying to educate myself. I'm just doing my best to be my best, okay, to better myself. And I'm gonna be honest, I hope my reward for it is that I can grow a little bit more, because it's been a couple of years, and I'm not saying that I've been stagnant. We've definitely been growing on platforms and other platforms, but I would like at least a little bit of a reward for the male model and all the work and effort that went into the male model debut. That way, if we can get a little bit more viewership from male model debut, that would be wonderful. Like, again, I just want to get like maybe 10 to 50 new viewers from the male model. I'm not expecting like 1 billion new viewers to come in. I'm not expecting to become a 1K Andy and like constantly get like 1,000, 2,000 viewers or anything from now on. But like 10 to 50. If there's any new people that are interested in me and they become my regulars, that would be great. That's about it. February 14th, 28 male model debut. Did I miss the sex ed? Yep. It was, we only had 2 hours of sex ed. One, because I could tell Saiken was getting tired, and we were getting out of his prerogative of things that he is comfortable to answer with, or not comfortable, but like he's confident in. And then Cotton also had previous plans, but it was still pretty good. It was still a really good one. I really like the thumbnail that I did for today. These like interesting stream thumbnails are good. We did the fucking impromptuber one was good. Oh, I just realized I forgot to give chat a white outline. Motherfucker. I just realized chat doesn't have a white outline, so they look out of place. Oh, fuck. Awkward. I'm fixing it right now. God damn it. Hold on. I got it. This is embarrassing on my part. What am I doing? How did I fuck that up? Just completely missed it. I mean, nobody's gonna notice it because it's gonna be on YouTube, but like, You know, like I notice it. There. That's better. I fixed it. I fixed it. Take a look at this now. You're about to see peak. Ba-bam! Oh my god. Isn't this cute? I like it a lot. I don't think anyone noticed. Do you guys like my thumbnails? I got the recent sponsor that we had, Roots Devour. By the way, love them. They are genuinely so cute. Chat, the developers retweeted fan art that you guys made for the Roots Devour stream. And they also paid me for my thumbnail that I made. And also, the cutest thing was that they the person that I was in contact with, Chloe, actually said that they were a fan of mine. Like they watched my streams and they found me, I think, from Billy, which is awesome. Back when I was on it. That's why I was so sad when you took them from Twitter. I still post them, Poff. We have the literal, like, where am I gonna put it now? Because we literally have the live stream function where I can post that I'm live streaming on Twitter. Thaf, dude, happy birthday. You rated me on your birthday, but I was in the middle of a bit, so I didn't actually get to say happy birthday to you, dude. I hope you had a wonderful day. I hope you treated yourself right, man. It's good to see you. No, I know, I just dislike blue sky. Oh, Poff. Oh, Poff. Give it some time. Maybe you'll see the good in it. 60-minute long intro screen. You missed my raid. I'm betrayed. I missed it by 7 minutes. 7 minutes later, I saw it, and I was like, fuck, is he even here? How did I miss it? Nobody said it was your birthday either. I would have sang for you. Happy, happy birthday from all of us to you. We wish it was our birthday so we could party too. Hey! Oh my gosh. I gotta order food, though. I am really hungry. I am genuinely really hungry. It's about the same. I think it's definitely gotten better, Poff. I can understand that there's things about it that you dislike, but I do think it's gotten a little bit better. I think it just needs more of the same functionality that Twitter had before Elon Cuck took over. Can you order us something? I'll think about it. I still had Little Caesars yesterday, and I'm so surprised that Little Caesars was good. I swear to God, they changed how they cooked the food at Little Caesars, and it was so fucking amazing. Hey, Heavenly! Did I miss the sex ed? You did, dude. Heavenly, do you have good sex ed? Did you look it up yourself, man? Because I had shitty sex ed when I grew up, so this is kind of like important for me. Like, I don't know fuck all about it. I don't do stream thumbnails anymore because as a designer, I just CBA. I can't be bothered. Wait, what does CBA mean? Can't be asked. I learned through experience. I didn't. I don't have sex. That's why I kind of needed this to actually understand it. Wait, you had sex ed in junior year? Dude, they only gave me sex ed in like middle school and everyone was like laughing at and giggling at every word they said. I do think they should put sex ed in high school. I feel like sex ed in high school is something where people maybe will pay more attention about it or care more about it. It feels weird that they do it when you're like, I mean, I don't know. I'm not the doctor. Saiken was the doctor and Cotton was the sex haver. That's why we had their perspectives. I mean, Cotton's also a doctor. I actually am kind of interested in what she was saying about traditional Chinese medicine. Like the lore of it, I guess. I kind of am interested in like the history of things because I think it's kind of cool. I like history occasionally. Joel finally found it. You think I should have asked him where the clitoris was? Jesus Christ. I already told you guys, like, when would I, he told you, no, I know that. I know where it is now, but like, if I asked him that specifically, it would have been a funnier joke. Hi, Smin. Well, sex ed is over. I'm going to change the title because everyone keeps coming in thinking sex ed is still going on. So let's list what we learned, right? We learned about menopause. We learned about the menstrual cycle. We learned about endometriosis. We learned about it's PCOS, the polycyst ovary syndrome. Is it syndrome? Then we learned about after that. That was the menstrual cycle after PCOS. Vaginismus, intersex, and we're missing one thing: endometriosis. Yes, and PMD. PMD was kind of a simple explanation, and it was that people are fucking assholes and use that as like an insult to women whenever they get any kind of emotion. Polycystic ovarian syndrome. Yes. We forgot to ask about the hymen. Is the hymen like a super important thing to know about? Isn't that like more for when you're actually getting into having sex when you're younger, I guess? There's so much misinformation about hymens. It's just a myth. Shut up, Anna. Not really. No. The hymen isn't important. What's Hey Moon? Okay. Okay, little guy. Hi men, but not hi women. Holy shit. I'm glad that you guys liked the sex ed stream though. I think that was awesome. We had a whole set built for it. I'm pretty happy with myself to be able to do this. Hi Bun. I'm pretty happy with this, and I'm still really happy with the set too. I genuinely think Alfie did a wonderful job. Be proud of yourself, Alfie. I'm always happy to commission you for things like this because I know you're going to do a good job. And you always do. There we go. Great background still. Doink. And then take these off. Doink. Perfect. I hope you're having a nice night, Bun. Important for people who have no sexual experience, mostly in that, no, your partner isn't dying. Oh, so it's like it's kind of like a painful experience at the start, and you just need to know that it's probably going to happen. It's like one of those be aware of kind of things. That's kind of how it's depicted, though. I feel like is that misinformation? I feel like that's kind of how it's depicted. Some people are born without one. Okay. Does that affect anything, though? Like, shouldn't you just, even if you are born without one, shouldn't you just go into it always expecting that it might be painful? Again, not a sex haver, dude. I was busy playing Halo Reach when I was younger and everyone else was having sex. Dude, I found out people in my school were doing cocaine and like having sex all the time. And I'm not even joking about the cocaine thing. I don't know where they got it. I think there were some rich kids in school. Yeah, no, my public school is insane. The public school that I went to was kind of fucking insane. If you were told it should hurt the first time, then that's misinformation. Oh. So it doesn't hurt? Halo Reach is cheaper than cocaine. Pain isn't actually supposed to be a part of sex and routine exams, which is why we were fighting for vaginismus in the chat. It shouldn't. Being born without one back in the olden times must have put women in bad position. Oh, dude. Women were going to be in bad position no matter what in the old times because people were fucking horrible. Still are today. They aren't always broken during sex. It can be broken during shit like riding horses. Yeah. I knew about that one. Pain isn't normal. People have normalized it because men are rough and because no one talks about penetration issues. Jesus. People there are places in the world where people still put a lot of emphasis on hymen equal virgin. Ugh. Dude, women already get enough bullshit from nature. Why are we putting more on them? Just endometriosis by itself is like, holy fuck, why? Why? Endometriosis scares the fuck out of me. That sounds fucking awful. Hi, Lanthorn. Yeah, we had our sex ed stream. It's so good that I have a pee-pee, right, boys? Oh, crazy thing to say. Oh my god. All right, seriously though, I need to eat something. I'm so tempted to order a pizza again, but I really shouldn't. That was so good though. It was such a, I ate the whole Little Caesars pizza yesterday and it was so fucking delicious. Oh my god. PP is so easy to use, like bruh. Agony? I ate the whole pizza yesterday and I regret nothing because it was the most delicious pizza I've ever had in my life. The only time I was like, oh my god, was at the very last slice. It was so... I've never had a pizza that fucking good and I really want to get it again. You know what? I kind of want to order another pizza. Maybe just get sick of it so I don't think about pizza anymore. It was so good. I can't believe, I was so surprised that Little Caesars had stepped up their game. Little Caesars of all people stepped up their game. Like what? God damn. And it was only $14, which is nice. Everything else on DoorDash is so expensive. Joel mods are so based. Yeah, most of my mods are women. Most of my mods are women. Like 3 of my mods are men. I mean, a lot of the regulars are women too. Shout out men too. Thank you for watching this. I hope you educated yourselves as much as I did today. I really do appreciate it. I mean, I don't know why I'm thanking you, but I just think it's good for everyone to be able to do this kind of thing. Hopefully, if you're a guy who tuned in, you learned a little bit more today. Was there anyone that, were there any men in the chat that were like watching the Sex Ed stream today and like learned stuff alongside me? I hope. I fucking hope so. I did. Hell yeah. Yup. Hell yeah. Solidarity, brothers. Solidarity. Woohoo. There you go. I'm glad that people were asking questions. Agony, you're overcorrecting yourself. You're overcorrecting now. Oh boy. Have we finished Sex Ed? We did. I mean, I think there's a lot of things to cover with Sex Ed that we could do another day.